give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Glorious day for a race today. Leave it all out there. Nice and smooth. Let's get it all done all day long. I got a good feeling about today, guys. Do something pretty special today. Green, green, green.
Holy cow! We have the big one to end the race! Oh, we got a giant pack back here. Holy cow.
Here we come. Go, 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 go. Got to be kidding me.
Didn't even make it a lap.
Nice and smooth, nice and smooth. Wow, that was dumb.
Welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight we've got something a little special, a little different for you. It's the Majors Garage Clash here at USA International with Crown Jewel Racing. We're in here in the Next Gen Cup cars for a little clash action tonight.
As pace car pulls off.
All right, Pataska in that Majors Garage machine leads him down. Green flag flies. Great start on the outside. Zach Saunders drives right around.
Big wreck on the backstretch.
And we got a wreck back here. That looks like Garth Griswold in the 54 of Corey Mott. So a couple of admins out here already starting trouble with Saunders, leading him down from the inside. Great start by Saunders. Big battle for fifth. That's the transfer spot. So to the outside goes Logan Geisbrecht. What a move. Sends it on the outside. I love that move. Here comes Garth Griswold. He's looking to do something. He'll move into sixth. He's got work to do. We're on 6 to go. Dallas Pataska, your race leader. Saunders in second. Higginbotham in third. He's been run down now by Diego Rodriguez, who seems to be heating up. Pataska coming out of 4. He'll win this heat. You got Saunders in second. Rodriguez will be third. Higginbotham in fourth. And here comes Geisbrecht. No problem for him. He'll transfer through. All right, welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight, we got the duels at Daytona. I'm Dean Doucette. He's Baron Labosco. Baron, the duels, man. It's the start of everything here tonight.
I love this time of year, Dean. We are moving towards Daytona, and tonight we kick it off with not one but 2 races. And we're going to set the lineup for the Daytona 500 here for this major series tonight. I'm super excited. Welcome back, everybody, to Wind Tunnel TV. I'll be watching YouTube TV, so if you got something to say out there during the broadcast, you let it fly. I'll mention it on the broadcast, and we'll have a little fun out there.
Absolutely. Going to be a fun evening here. Take a look in on the track. I mean, who doesn't know Daytona, Baron? This is a good one. You love it. I know you've been there in real life. Tell us a little bit about Daytona.
Well, this is a big old track with big old banks, and we got a lot of speed headed our way tonight, Dean. So these boys have custom made these setups tonight to make them slick, smooth, and slippery in the air. But remember, Dean, you're going to need some help tonight. We call it co-opetition, but look out for the big one. It's always looming on the horizon.
Well, it is. And, it's the duels, Baron. So the lineups are set. The guys already did their qualifying. Now, the top two, of course, will set the first and second, the first row for the Daytona 500. Here in duel number one, you will have 18 franchise bought cars plus 11 who are part-time or open cars. Duel 2 will have another 18 franchise cars with 10 others involved. So these will be, everybody will be racing to set the order for the 500. Also on the line, stage points. So each duel will be awarded stage points. Heck, we know about championships, Baron. This could become important later in the season.
Well, you can't win the championship in race number one, but you sure can dig a hole to dig out of it as the season progresses. So keep your mind right, keep your teammates close, and keep your enemies closer.
Absolutely. And that sunset there, I mean, it almost looks like we got wildfires out there, Baron.
Well, we're not in L.A. We are in the great city of Daytona, Florida. Great spring break location. I've been here before. If you don't like the race, and go on down the beach and check out the girls.
That's right, absolutely. And that can be a problem down there with some of those sports, Baron. Too much girl watching down there. Hard to get yourself to a baseball stadium.
Yeah, lots of opportunities here, Dean. Look, team cars right there. Nose to tail, practicing that all-important drafting. I love what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and those are part of Majors Garage, our sponsor here, the Major Garages Cup Series. I love it. Dallas Pataska, winner of the Clash. He is going to be a threat all season long. High quality driver. We got several of them. But I love these title sponsors. I mean, Majors Garage, they offer setups on over 60 different cars, I believe, or at least 60 different setups each week. And they got a base setup. That's what I like, Bear. Free base setup. I go over there, look around, sign up. I grab myself a base setup for whatever car I want, and then I can go work on it. And if I can't do anything, which we all know I can't, I end up buying one, Baron.
Well, there you go. So if you can't do, then you teach, right, Dean?
That's right. I mean, I am teaching a lot, or more like telling or berating, but you can call it teaching if you'd like.
Well, potato, right? No, I've got a nice little pack formed right there, Dean. So what are these guys doing right now? It's warm-ups. These guys are nose to tail. What are they learning here?
Yeah, well, they're testing the limits. I mean, the thing I like to do first is I want to get my seating position correct. I try and lift my seat up a bit so I can kind of see over that back bumper. Also, you want to get in there and kind of touch that bumper in front of you, gauge that distance so you know exactly where contact's made and isn't made. They're also checking the stability of these machines under contact. I mean, these things are very stable. They're like tanks out there, but you'll see these guys do a lot more hitting than we're used to, Baron. We like the snug and stay there approach, at least I do. These guys like to hit, so there's going to be a lot of hitting, and you're going to see how stable they are, and then you're going to find out when they get unstable as well.
Yeah, the big old bodies on these Cup cars punch a big hole, so you do get the runs that you were talking about, Dean, and you tend to close up pretty quickly. Side-by-side racing creates a lot of opportunities, but it also creates a lot of opportunities for calamity, doesn't it?
Oh, it certainly does. I mean, that's the one thing. I mean, back in the day, that's what everybody was here for, right? To see the calamity, to get out there and find out, wait for the wreck. Things have changed a little bit out here, but calamity is a part of Daytona. They go hand in hand.
Calamity was a bitch when I dated her, and we're just not going to talk about my past dating life, are we?
Calamity Jane. Oh no, not her again.
She was rude.
Very, very rude. We're sitting here in warm-ups here for the duels, about to get ready to go racing. Shouldn't be long now. I think another 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll have these all set and ready to go. I mean, I can't wait to get into this. I mean, we've got a bunch of drivers out here right now. I would say in this session, looks like about 27. This is only duel number 1, Baron, so we're going to have a lot of cars out here, and they're going to be vying. It's more than just position for Daytona. I mean, you want to win this thing, and it's no holds barred out here because you really don't care that much if you get wrecked out, do you?
Well, you do and you don't, Dean. So right now, I remember being in duels, and you learn who you can work with. You learn what cars draft well with you. You learn what teammates you can work with. You learn how the track changes, how your car behaves with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 12 cars around you, right, Dean? I mean, you're picking up what everybody's putting down when that pack gets up to speed.
That's exactly correct. And check out this car. We got the Tropics out here. I don't know if anybody remembers that basketball team. I'm pretty sure that man wrestled a bear.
Well, seen some drivers here. We got a guy, Carlisle's from Key West, Florida. Now, he's having a great sunset in front of him. I'm broadcasting to you live from the great city of Williamsburg, Virginia tonight, Dean, and I can tell you we had ice, snow, and rain all day today, so I think Mr. Carlisle's doing a lot better than we are.
Wow. Yeah, I've had mostly snow here. It's nasty up here in the north, Baron.
Well, we got 35 people watching us live right now on Wind Tunnel TV. Shout out your hometown if you're watching us here on Wind Tunnel. Let us know. We'll perk it up here and we'll have a little fun tonight. I love this look here, Dean. Look at these cars weave back and forth. Is that an unstable driver, or is that just the wind?
Yeah, I think the cars dance around a little bit like that, and that's going to be key because they also like to hit each other. So if you're going to hit a guy, trying to get it lined up driving like that, Baron, that's making me a little seasick there. Boy, and here you go. Round she goes. There's lesson number 1.
Now, well, we had a Toyota in the Camaro sandwich there for a second. So all three manufacturers represented out here. We got Camaros and Mustangs. We got Camrys out here. Dean, all some great-looking paint jobs. There's a SpaceX machine out there on the 95. I love it.
Yeah, great-looking stuff. Right now, let's get a message in from our title sponsor, Majors Garage.
Hey, you know that guy who just before the green flag keys up his mic and asks, "Anybody got a setup?" Well, this is him. This is Adam, and hey, Adam needs some help. On the other hand, this guy over here, this is Steve. Steve is a solid racer and he knows his way around the garage. Steve's problem is time. With a job and a family, he can't find enough time to build competitive setups and to race as often as he likes. But as luck would have it, Steve knows a secret. He lets the Majors Garage crew chiefs do the setup work so he can focus on the racing. At majorsgarage.com, Steve can get setups for over 60 cars on the iRacing service. So no matter what series he wants to jump into, he is covered. Anybody really should tell Adam. See you at the garage.
All right, great little message there, and someone needs to tell Adam, Baron, let's see you at the garage.
Yeah, we'll see you at the garage, and look, if you're looking for a competitive setup, this is a good place to stop, Dean. We'll run just about anything, but by God, these are fast. So go get them.
Absolutely, go get them. Right now, we ask everybody to rise up out of their seats for the singing of the national anthem by the beautiful Alicia Shipman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and or the hands of the free and the home of the brave.
Whew, makes you want to go racing down there, don't it, boys? Well, I can't get any more excited than that. We're at Daytona. This is going to be a blasting.
It is. Guys are lining up, getting ready to go racing here. Let's get into tonight's starting grid for duel number 1. Well, we got to get her down here to the point. So it's Dallas Pataska, winner of the Clash in the number 17, will be sitting on the point tonight. Fellow Canadian Logan Geisbrecht will start on the outside of row number 1. It's Nichelle Condor starting 3rd. Boyd Hogan will start in 4th, as they got 2 Canadians lined up here. Holy cow. You got DeCarlo and Nicholson in row number 3. Row 4 going to feature Griswold and Diego Rodriguez. John Connor trying to save the world from 9th, and it's Leroy Sellers in 10th. Higginbotham will be on the inside of row number 6, along with Joe Gibbons on the outside. Row number 7 will feature Cody Porter and Stephen Carlisle. Xander Short will be in 15th, Dalton Shear 16th. You got Joe Wright in 17th. William Ransoni will be in 18th. Corey Mott and Austin Runkle will be in row number 10. Row 11 features Nick Vasquez, Caleb Tipton, Ray Gill, and Caden Perkins, starting row number 12. Looking a little further back, we've got Pete Morales, Michael Deitch, Jim Mott, and Henry Kaloff. Holy cow, 28 cars here in duel number 1, Baron.
Well, and we got Invisible Ray, Jeremy Teben. Shout out to Wolf Racing out there, the main bandits out here in YouTube land. Vince Mitchell, how you doing out there? He's saluting to Alicia Shipman. We got guys in Green Bay, Wisconsin right now digging out from 4 to 6 inches of snow. Dean, welcome to Wind Tunnel TV. If you don't know, you better tell somebody. Hit that like button and share it on your YouTube channel. Show us a little love. Hit that heart button. Dean, we got a live crowd here tonight on YouTube.
I love it. Very lively crowd, Baron. The chat is full and ready to go racing. And, maybe pick on a few of these guys as we get going. I got a feeling it's going to be hotly contested out there. Lots of bumping, possibly some wrecks. And, that's Daytona, baby. But Pataska and Geisbrecht up front, I mean, you don't want these guys up front controlling these races, man. You let the good drivers get out here in these starting spots. They're going to be tough all night long.
They will, and that's part of the challenge, right? Learning what you can get away with in the draft to split up these teams. If you're that good, don't wreck them, just move them.
I like it. A little soft touch, you think, eh, Baron?
That's right. We always like the soft touch, Dean. It's the bad touches we try to avoid.
We definitely do. Don't remind me of my doctor's appointment, Baron.
It was a traumatizing period in your life, Dean. The therapy's working well.
I'm not doing anything with that teddy bear again.
We find a lot of comfort in whiskey.
We certainly do. Pataska and Geisbrecht, Condor and Hogan. We got a long drive down here to the starting line. Pace car makes the violent turn off the track. Into the Geico start zone we go. Green flag waves, we're underway. The duels at Daytona have begun.
Nice clean start here, Dean. I like it. The guys in back, paying a little caution, making sure everybody gets off just right.
Good looking group. Everybody is being nice here, playing nice so far. Early we see a little car movement there, some cars shifting lines. 60 laps out here, Baron. We're going to see a lot of movement throughout the night. Guys shuffling for position and perhaps for pitting strategy if we end up having a green flag race.
Yeah, well, it looks like these guys right now taking it easy on each other. We're watching closely here. They're 2x2. Some guys drifting back, some guys moving forward. Dean. So which part of the field do you like to be in?
Well, right now I like to be on the bottom. I mean, it really doesn't matter so much about the part. I mean, I like the front, I like the back. The middle is the no-go zone. That's where you don't want to be, generally speaking. But being on the bottom, for me, leaves you some escape because everybody will drift up the track if they wreck, and that's always my concern early on. Right now, Hogan to the front, the 89, taking the lead over Pataska. Pataska all over his bumper.
Now that looks like tandem drafting, Dean. For some of our younger folks, you could actually lock bumpers once upon a time, push a man all the way around the track. You can't do that anymore, can you?
Well, I mean, no. I mean, and the big thing is overheating as well, right? These cars will overheat. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to get them there. So these guys are going to have to watch that. But, the interesting thing about this is what you'll see in these cars, Baron, is that there's going to be a lot of movement. One line will surge forward. Then the other line will surge forward. Later on in the run, heck, you might see them all on the high side for a while as the high side gets dominant. So it's a momentum thing out here in these cars.
Yeah, it sure is. And speaking of momentum, we got big movers. Cody Porter's up 10 spots. Xander Short up 11. Joe Wright behind him up 12. Corey Mott 13. So guys are coming to the front, Dean.
Oh, most definitely they are. There is Porter. There's Short. You got Joe Wright's up 12. Corey Mott's up 13. These guys on big moves. There goes the 2 car, Xander's Short, moving up to the high side, and you can already see the high side is kind of broken up here, Baron.
Well, they got 3 cars up there, and they're taking on about 10 on the bottom line there. Can they make that work? Never push the pusher, Dean, right? So the car in second place is doing the best he can to move that car forward on the outside. That third place car needs to be tucked up there, though, don't he?
He does, and I don't know if he can. He might need help. He needs someone within the vicinity of him to help get him up there. So they need a little help getting formed up, but it's really early. So everybody down on the bottom, of course, Baron, the exact opposite of what I said they would do and go to the top.
Well, it's all right, Dean. We got booth jinxing ourselves sometimes up here. So hang in there, Highline. We're counting on you.
Look in on Logan Geisbrecht here. He's sitting here in the 48. Now he's down 12 spots, Baron. This seems to be on purpose. Looks like behind him, Diego Rodriguez in the ghost car here. I'm not sure what that's about, Baron. I mean, that man needs some sponsorship. Get something on. That's a 77 car. No number, no paint. I don't know what's going on with Diego Rodriguez there.
Reminiscent of a couple of cars we had in Daytona a couple of years ago. Couldn't get through tech, and they brought out a test car to make it work.
Oh, and a big move there. Xander Short down to the bottom, right in front of the nose. You'll see a lot of that out of these guys. They like to shift lanes. I mean, they're not shy about it either. You see Short back to the high side. He's trying to control this race.
You got to be careful with that, right? Because yeah, he's trying to control the race, but, if you don't know the guy who you're about to block very well, you could get yourself into that wall in a hurry, couldn't you?
Well, you can, but I mean, I see a lot of the high-level drivers do it this way, reminiscent of old, Earnhardt days and maybe even current days these days with the racing. Something that scares me a little bit. My old age, my old heart can't take it, Baron.
Well, again, that's why we drink whiskey.
That's correct, sir. What do we got? I got some Gibson's
Calm my
Finest
nerves
going here for everybody.
Ooh, look at you going fancy tonight for, the duels. I like it. What are you breaking out? You breaking out the cognac come to 500?
Well, I mean, we don't want to go that far yet. If I got to get into the cognac, it's gone a little south.
You got to get into the big cabinet.
I don't want to bring out the cigar box. Wow.
Going full on with it tonight. I like it.
Short, Hogan, Mott, Pataska, and Nicholson, your top 5. Noah Nicholson sitting there in 5th. Now he's doing a nice job. He's been up 1 spot. That's it. Right around where he started. DiCarlo is in
Dean-
6th with Griswold 7th.
Dean, they're making you a truth speaker. That high line came in, didn't it?
What's that, sir?
They're making you a truth speaker. That high line came in, didn't it?
Well, absolutely. I mean, it was just a matter of time before I was right. You know, there's only 2 lanes, Baron. You just pick one. You're going to be right eventually.
Yeah, I won the coin toss in the Super Bowl, by the way. Tails! Yes!
Had a friend pull in $3,000 on the old Super Bowl.
Well, he can break a piece off for me right now. Daddy needs new shoes.
All right, good racing here. Bottom line starting to form up here.
Dean, fast lap right now, coming from John Connor, the savior of the Terminator invasion. He's got a 45.73 right now, fast car in the race. Why do you think he's so far in the back?
Well, I mean, it's early on. I think he's just getting, that's probably him sucking up to the pack. There is John Connor in the 97 there on the outside. We continue
Following
to
the
try and get
no-name
our
car,
visuals
right?
nice and good for everybody here. It's a great shot. These cars coming down here. 2 lines formed up. Not a lot of movement so far, Baron, but what I am impressed is nobody's lagging back. You don't see guys off the back end. Everybody's coming here to race here tonight.
Well, Dean, it's a short enough race that pit stops may or may not become a factor. Teams will work with each other if they feel like they're on the edge for gas and fuel, but I doubt tires are going to be a thing. Looking out in YouTube, we got a couple of drivers in heat number 2 coming up here. Boys, what do you see from these gentlemen racing here in heat number 1? Let us know.
Yeah, right now down on the bottom, Griswold and Porter starting to work together nicely, but the high line continues to prevail with Short and Hogan. Those guys hooked up nicely, and you see Xander Short shifting lines earlier. Watch for the momentum on the bottom to build and see if Xander Short goes down there and tries to get on the front of that bottom line.
Looks like some energy building on that bottom line, too. They've drawn closer to the front to match the speed of that high line, Dean. Teams working well together, or we just got a couple guys know what they're doing?
I mean, all things, right? Yes, and yes. And it's a lot of, it's just momentum based. I mean, I've seen this time and time again. I mean, the high line, I think you could say is preferred, but it's slightly. And the momentum, I mean, that just, once it starts building, it keeps coming. Now, surging forward, Garth Griswold looking for the lead. He can't quite get there. I don't know at the line. I think he's just short of Xander Short.
You just meant to say that, didn't you?
Xander on the top.
Just short.
He's
Just short of Xander Short. How about that? I'm using that.
All right, a little in-car action here. This is Boyd Hogan, currently 2nd, and he's on the high side. This camera's shifting around on me a little bit.
Raced in British Columbia from Major's Garage there, Boyd, out here.
Look at that
showing
pack.
the way
Look at
in
that
the-
weaving. My goodness. Xander to the bottom, back to the top. Holy cow. Great racing early on. Garth Griswold out front in the 00. Cody Porter been pushing him the whole time, making him work up there as the inside lane now takes the advantage. The outside lane still fairly organized, but you can see a couple of guys dropping down. So it's the ebbs and flows continue here.
Yeah, it's kind of neat to see these 3 cars jump out in front here. They've got a little gap between themselves and that 4th car in line on the bottom. And the high line just doesn't seem to get organized yet.
Well, the other thing of interesting note here, Baron, is this is an open setup league. So we do have guys running different sets. I mean, I'm not sure how much of a factor it'll be here at Daytona, but it is a factor here and maybe more so at other tracks. So you might actually have cars that can separate a little bit here.
Yeah, well, it would appear that that's the case, Dean. And open setups create a great challenge, right? There are multiple setups you can use when it comes to what car are you running tonight versus which car are you bringing to the track for the Daytona 500. They may have an experimental setup in tonight to see what kind of behavior the car has during the duels, because we're not risking that all-important checkered flag at Daytona at the end of that 500, are we?
No, sir. That's the main thing, the main goal. And the other goal is to get a Krispy Kreme donut into you, Baron. I'm getting hungry again as soon as I see that.
I like that. All we need is a Dunkin' Donuts car, and I'm in.
I mean, that's Joe Wright. We're looking ahead from Dalton Shear. I mean, he is currently in 11th place, up 5 spots. And you can just see there the momentum. Look at this, the drive up. He's got to break it there. I think these guys probably dragging the brake a little bit here, Baron, trying to stay off each other.
Now, Dean, if you look at the top right-hand corner of your screen right now, you can see that rear-view mirror and check out those cars as they're climbing back towards Dalton right now. He can kind of hear a spotter in his ear, but he can also kind of see fenders moving around on his outside. Dean, you ever look out the rear-view mirror, or are you looking out the front?
I mean, you know, you can at times, when, especially if you're Xander Short up front trying to switch lanes, you want to see what's going on. But in general, no. I don't. I look forward, Baron. That's where I want to go. I don't really care who's behind me.
So Wolf Racing brings up a good point in YouTube. Some of these guys may have leading setups, meaning this car is a little slippier and more slippery in the lead. And then some guys have pushing setups, right? How long can they stay behind that car in the lead and push him to the front? I like the contrast in setup designs here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we used to do that with our team. It was tape related mostly, right? We would run a guy with a little higher tape. He would be our lead guy. And then we would have guys behind him with lower tape that could push a little bit harder. So it was a very effective strategy.
Right. You're ganging up on the rest of the field by getting these cars nose to tail, knowing exactly what that car out in front has. I love it.
We got a bit of a breakup here, Baron. I'm noticing, you know, back to, looks like Deitch, Kaloff, Gibbons, these three are off the pace. You got Jim Mott and Higginbotham have lost the crowd as well. So things breaking up a little bit here. Not
so
sure
that, you know, these guys,
but...
well, it could be designed too, Dean. Some guys don't like to be in this pack that early.
I think you got another group here we missed. This is Ray Gill, Diego Rodriguez, Geisbrecht, Runkle, and Morales all in this group. So Leroy Sellers trying to hang on to the back of that, back up to the front. Still Short and Griswold slugging it out.
Defeating feeling, too, if you're in that pack back there, because, you know, you're either trying to get up there and you can't, or you could get up there and you won't.
Oh,
there you go.
I mean, it seems like I've said that to you before. You could, but you won't.
I got to be honest with you, Dean. I haven't had a drop tonight.
Well, that's never good. Someone find out what hotel Mr. Labosco's in and get some booze up to him.
Yeah, somebody Uber Eats me a bottle of Jack before it needs to go bad. I'm at the Williamsburg Residence Inn, if anybody cares.
There you go. You're going to have a whole bunch of Crown Jewel racing coming your way. Right now, surging forward, Griswold with Porter still pushing. They've turned out to be quite the tandem here, Baron.
Yes, they are, and that means two cars working together very well. They've been up front all night so far, Dean. We're at lap 20 of this 60-lap event. The first duel, so, seeing what you got and seeing how well it leads, these guys have figured something out.
Well, they have. What I'm finding interesting is we're yet to see 3 wide. This is a great sign for a league, right? These guys are showing the appropriate amount of care with these cars. We're only 20 laps in to a 60-lap race. Nobody sees the sense in going down the middle or going up high, and I like it. But sooner or later, racing's going to come to a head, and if you're back in 15th, 20th place, whatever, you're going to take to the third lane, Baron.
Well, and third lane racing is what this pack racing's all about, Dean. We see it at Talladega, Daytona. We often see it at Atlanta, right? So stay tuned. These guys will likely, if they're trying to advance their position, have to find a hole, put it where they ain't.
Well, there you go, Baron. Always searching for a hole.
Always looking for that hole, man. Shout out to Team 9 Racing TV back in the John Connor Racing entry here tonight. I guess John Connor being the sponsor of Team John Connor. So I figured I'd put that out there. That was pretty clever, I thought, man. Nothing?
Yes, sir. There is a look at John Connor and a little wiggle there. And that's something you'll notice in these cars, too. That flat bottom, low to the track, Baron, they can get very unstable. You touch the apron, you're in a world of hurt. God forbid they try and go through the grass, but, they've removed some of the grass around here, if I'm not mistaken.
They did. The backstretch is all pavement now. We've seen a lot of cars get upside down. Some of the front stretch is all pavement now, too. Get a lot of rain this time of year in Daytona.
Is that right? Well, there you go. A little weather fact for us tonight.
That's right.
Take a look in here on the 76 machine of William Ransoni. He's back here. He's been right here since he climbed. He's up 13 spots, but he's been sitting here for a bit now. So interesting how they shuffled into position and then kind of got stale and sat there. Corey Mott right in here as well.
Now up 13 spots. Corey's doing a hell of a job out there. Look, these guys are riding right now, aren't they, Dean? I mean, we're not even halfway through the event. Is it time to go yet?
Once you've gone this far, you're 23 laps into the run. Now it's about setting up team strategies and pit strategies. This is the big thing, and this is what we love about Daytona. So if you want to run this style of race, there's 2 styles. You go 3 wide, even 4 wide, and go crazy and have some wrecks. Or you race like this, fairly hard, trying to position yourself, gain a few spots, but generally you're trying to line up with your teammates and get strategy.
Big move. Big move. That's a big move from Xander Short right there. He looked to block that low line, and he checked them all up, Dean. That is some dangerous stuff. Got to be careful with that.
If you're good at it, though, look how effective it is. He'll try and go back up. He will not. So Corey Mott on the high side. Big push from Pataska. The 49 of Nicholson right there as the top line surges to the lead. Pataska drops down along with Nicholson. Holy cow, lots of movement down here. And this is what we're talking about. Could be position. Here they come. Down to pit road. Xander Short and a bunch of others. Pataska with his teammate. All down on pit road. Looks like they're all in clean, Baron. Very, very good stop there.
7 cars in, and it's on time. Lap 25 of 60. These guys have clearly got a strategy mapped out. Dean, do we expect to see the rest on the next lap?
Well, I think they should, right? Like the first in is usually the best. They can get out there and run some hot laps and perhaps gain on the next pack. But it's give and take. Sometimes the pack on the track is actually faster. They stay out and be successful. But you can see how broken up they are. Takes a couple laps to get them back together and up to full speed after everybody leaves. So I expect them in. A couple coming in. Looks like Cody Porter, and Ray Gill. So only a couple of cars safely coming in. Everybody else staying out.
2 cars in, Dean. Can they maintain the draft when they do that? Is that enough draft help to keep them
need a little
in
luck.
pace?
I mean, I've seen guys come in alone and make work. Leroy Sellers, though, came off of pit road all alone, so he beat him off. Then he got Dyke, Kaloff, and Gibbons. Further back is Pataska. I could have the group wrong, but we got caution, and it's the unknown driver here. That's Diego Rodriguez in the all-white. not looking too healthy here. Little wiggle. He's trying to figure out if that car is okay or not. Let's get a replay on this. So there you see the all-white machine. Oh, a big check up. He checks up, and Corey Mott gets into the back. Around they go. Mott turns them. I mean, nothing Mott could really do. The checkup is what affected that. And that's pretty common here at Daytona.
Put that thing nose first into the outside retaining wall, Dean, and not good for cooling or engine performance, is it?
It is not. So the big key here is, was everybody on the lead lap? Did these guys pit? It looks like no. Looks like they're in the tail end here. They're going to have to get a wave around. So the guys who pitted will stay out here and try and get a wave around. I mean, they should anyway. Looks like someone being held here. Was that Cody Porter? I think it was.
I think it was Porter, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Porter getting in the appropriate spot. But right now, Noah Nicholson, your race leader. Condor second, Tipton in third. Caden Perkins and William Ransoni, now your top five. They're going to be coming in, no doubt about it. I don't know if there is wave rounds or not. I think there could be a group with Pataska, DeCarlo, John Connor. They're all coming around on that wave around. These guys coming in. This is still a little bit of a race within a race. Can the wave arounds get around the track and clear pit road before these guys get off of pit road? Going to be interesting to find out.
So speaking of races within races, William Ransone and Boyd Hogan are looking to make the race for the Daytona 500. So they're looking for their shot. Expect these guys to somehow, some way find their way to the front. As we close in on halfway here, Dean, have they got a shot?
Well, of course. I mean, if you're on the lead lap, you got a shot. Even if you're one lap down, you fight for that lucky dog, you got a shot. Definitely. I mean, you got to work your way into the show, right? This is what the duel's all about. You see everybody coming off of pit road. So Pataska and that group who pitted earlier do assume the lead. And this is something we talk about at Daytona. The other place is Indy, actually. You can pit without going a lap down there. But here at Daytona, you may go a lap down, but you race around like they do, and you assume the lead here. So the guys who pitted first out front here, the next group coming off of pit road, I think that's, well, they're all up here. It's hard to say who was all in there. We'll bring up our pit board and check our laps. You see Hogan was in on lap 24, so I think that saved him. And some of those other guys, Baron, we were looking in on those groups, you know, they're saved by this. They were well off the pace. They needed a caution or their duel was effectively over.
Absolutely, but just came through the holiday season, and these boys got the biggest gift they could ask for when it comes to racing in this duel. They got back in touch with the main field. Now we'll see who stays with it and who lags back. I think they learned something, don't you?
Oh yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, I mean, they might have already known. I mean, we didn't see why they broke off the main pack. I imagine someone got loose, some contact, something like that. But it could have been strategy. Doubtful, but could be. But yeah, everybody learned something, right? They learned about who they can work with, who they can trust, who they can't, how the car feels, how it's going to react, you know, how to get on and off pit road. So a lot of lessons were learned here early on. We're pretty much at halfway in duel number one here in the Majors Garage Cup Series. Pataska, Connor, DeCarlo, Condor, and Nick Vasquez, your top five. Perkins, Geisbrecht, Nicholson, Ransoni, and Tipton, your top 10.
Speaking of learning something, the B Main Bandit in YouTube sharing with us that we had about 4 people with speeding penalties, Dean, out in YouTube. He's keeping us straight out here. Shout out to Stephen and Caleb Tipton talking to us as well. Thanks for joining us out here on Wind Tunnel TV. It's a great event. I'm glad to have you.
All right, well, those speeding penalties will be absolutely destructive to those people, as they'll have to come in under green flag conditions, I do believe, Baron.
That is true. They will have to serve it under green, and hopefully these boys have talked to each other. Hey, let's get together. Let's stay in touch as close as we can. Try to hold off the big boys.
Good one here so far. Duels at Daytona with Majors Garage. And the familiar names at the front, Baron. How often we say that? Super Speedway, short track, mile and a half. Doesn't seem to matter. The cream rises to the crop, as the old Macho Man would say.
Oh, yeah. And they also say snap into a Slim Jim. I love those things.
That's right. For those who've never seen it, go Google the cream rises to the top with Macho Man, a classic to be sure. Here we go, pace cars off. Pataska, Connor, DeCarlo, and Condor. We're back, green flag racing. Cars working up to speed. Teammates pushing out front. Outside looks a little more organized. Can they get together and power on through?
Fantastic racing here. That field got strung out pretty well, though, Dean. We thought we'd stay a little closer in contact with each other. We're coming towards the second half of this event, so I kind of expect to see some cars closer. But hey, keep it easy, keep it smooth.
Well, I think they're getting worked up to speed. I think these things are a little different, Baron, than me and you are used to. I mean, I know for myself, I don't drive these cars very often, if at all. There you see Vasquez coming in to serve that penalty. So Nick Vasquez in deep trouble. You got Gareth Griswold coming in. Wow, he was up there leading for a while. So those two are in deep doo-doo right now, Baron.
And Dean, they've got 3 laps to serve it. So let's see what happens here.
Yeah, most definitely. There's no sense in waiting. I mean, other than the fact that maybe you were blocked trying to get onto pit road, but no advantage in waiting whatsoever. Now the lines are forming up, taken to the high side. I believe that was Geisbrich. No. So you'll have to forgive us as we're new to the league. We will get to know these drivers, I promise you that, and we love to get to know the drivers. Once we do, it improves everything for everybody. Right now, not a lot of cars that we recognize, Baron, by their paint colors, but we're learning quick.
Well, Caden Perkins up 19 spot in that 96 machine. I believe he's got SpaceX on the side of that thing. Let's go ahead and key in on Caden here as he goes by us in a hurry. There it is, that 96 machine. I was wrong. Definitely not
Is that the SpaceX logo? Wow. I had no idea, Baron.
The hood of that car looked like me last Saturday night, let me tell you.
That's the mug shot of Baron down at the precinct.
Might have got into some Jack Daniels and might have got a little out of sorts, shall we say.
So everybody down on the bottom right now, and what we've seen is already you've got we got cars off the back. I can't figure out what's going on here, but Jim Mott and Corey Mott off the back. You got Deitch, Higginbotham, Diego Rodriguez, and of course Vasquez and Griswold together. They got that penalty, so they're way back trying to work up. So we have about a 21 car pack here at the front. And even that is slightly broken up at the moment. Very interesting. You see Xander Short leading that group back to gather everybody back together.
Well, hard to ignore the blue and white machines leading the field right now, Dean. These guys are working really well together. There's 3 of them up there. They're communicating well with each other. The spotters are keeping them out of trouble. Dean, this is how you do plate racing, isn't it?
It is, but I'm just so confused about the breakaway, Baron. Could this be a fuel situation where these guys short-fueled that machine knowing they only have, say, 30 laps at the time left, and it just got them that much speed? Or is this just a mistake by the other group of falling off here?
Hard to tell, Dean, because I could always save fuel if I was in the pack. I could just keep it at 3/4 throttle and stay in touch with the field. Keep a couple cars behind me, a couple cars in front of me, and just ride. You can save fuel that way. But splitting it up like this, you're going to have to lay on that gas. You're going to have to be full gas the whole time around to stay in touch with them.
Very interesting race here as we continue to learn. I don't remember a Daytona race seeing a pack like this just pull away. We've got ourselves an 8-car breakaway pack forming. They look strong. Like you said, the Majors Garage cars all in there. I think they're all in there anyway. And they are doing some damage. Up front, it's John Connor.
Come with me if you want to live.
Never.
Gonna be a lot of Terminator references with this guy in the field.
Yeah,
I can't help
I almost feel bad because I'm sure he's heard it a million times, but we can't resist, John. Sorry.
I can't help myself. Setting myself up for failure here, Dean.
You're having a Nichelle Condor there, having a little bit of computer issues, so we'll keep an eye on that too. I mean, if you blink in these things, it can have an effect on the draft, it can have an effect on the guys around you and behind you. So that's the 11 car there of Condor, and it looks all very stable right now, so all looks well. There goes the 89, Boyd Hogan on the top. He was trying to jump out in front of the 17 at Pataska. Pataska comes up, gives him a nudge forward, and that's something else you'll see in these cars, Baron. There's no snugging up and doing the constant push. There's a lot of hitting that they do out here.
Well, it's a big run, and they try to get that run, and what happens is you end up getting a little contact, if you will, a little co-opetition right there, Dean. I want to lean back to the back of the field. In 15th place is the 69 machine of the Uberman Caleb Tipton. Look, solid choice number car right there, my friend, out of Kenosha, Wisconsin. I was just up there 2 weeks ago. Kenosha, kind of a cold location here in the great state of Wisconsin, right?
Looks like this group is caught back up here with Tipton in it. We're on board. And how about that picture there, Baron, with the hat cocked up? You like that look?
Well, he's got 69 there, so he's either wishful thinking or practicing. Oh, we got 3 wide in the back.
Well, could be practicing. Very interesting. Yeah, 3 wide at the very back. That's not what you want back there. The field's still broken up. Up front, Connor continues to lead with Condor pushing. It's Ransoni in third, Hogan fourth, then Morales, Pataska, DeCarlo. These guys all up here in this group. I mean, we're getting
those 3
down
team
to it.
cars are coming, Dean. Look at that high line. Those 3 team cars got together, so let's get up front again.
Yeah, I mean, they got something, but they don't have a whole lot of help is the problem, Baron. They look fast. So I'm really surprised, again, with the breakaway, but there's a few cars coming back in here as this group gets back together and then fades apart again. Very interesting. We're not used to this, Baron.
So these guys in these 3 cars up front came from the back of the field just to see if they could do it on the high side. Dean, they did it.
Yeah, these guys here may be the ones to beat. I mean, they've got the speed. They're not scared to make the moves. We can see that. So they're going to be up here right now, though, a little further back. Cody Porter trying to bring this group of, 5 cars here back to it. That's Porter, Gill, Runkle, Sellers, and Gibbons. These guys got work to do. They are about 2 seconds off of Geisbrecht. Now, they are catching them, but they've got to stay hooked up back up front.
Cody Porter, a beautiful mirrored machine, Dean, harking back to some of the drivers I've seen with that mirrored paint scheme. I love it. I want one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the mirror, everybody loves that. That's a little map action there, Baron. You got to get into
paint. That's easy to
say.
Yeah,
for some, not me. I think every time I make a mistake like that, I have to drink, Baron. It's a rule.
I agree. Got drunker than 10 Indians the other night, Dean, when I got into a mess with some friends. I said, every time they show Taylor Swift, you got to drink.
Oh, that was a mistake. That's a big mistake.
Stepped in.
Old Taylor getting booed at the NFL game. What do you think about that, Baron?
Well, Dean, I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan. I wouldn't have known her music unless somebody had told me about it. But booing a pretty blonde girl doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
It doesn't me either. But, oddly, I tell everybody that you're a Swiftie, so I don't know.
I'm just swift on the take. I don't know the music.
Ah, gotcha. Back to racing. Sorry, folks. Get off course here once in a while.
Nah, I'm more of a
up
Led
here.
Zeppelin guy, AC/DC, you know.
Yeah, likewise. We're
But I'm
old,
old.
folks.
I'm old. Any Swifties in YouTube land, make yourselves known. Just so everybody else poke fun at you.
All right now we've got ourselves 13 cars, I believe. Maybe 15 cars in this lead group, and then you go back to Cody Porter. They have cut about 2/10. Actually, let's go back to Geisbrecht here, and we'll get up our time delta, and we'll just show you. And you can see the gap change from lap 36 to lap 41, bottom to top. I mean, it looks like it's opened back up. So there's been a lot of fluctuating going on between this group and back to Cody Porter.
Well, Dean, what we might be seeing there is the charge of those three cars, Boyd, Hogan, Pataska, and DeCarlo, as they came forward. You know, they shot the gap, right, and made the rest of the field chase them. You can see them. They're all up on the high line right now trying to stay in touch with these guys. So that second pack may have lost some time due to that hard charge.
So this is the interesting thing. We've seen this in real life. We've seen this in these cars on iRacing. Once you get all formed up here on the high side, if you want to break down to the bottom, you're going to have people with you, and you're going to need several laps to get that momentum up to make those moves. What do you foresee here, Baron? Do you foresee these guys? I mean, how soon does someone make the move? As that group with Cody Porter, they've caught back up.
Well, you're making deals right now, Dean. You're on the mic. You're trying to talk to other drivers or spotters. You're trying to get people to work with you, right? Look, it looks like is the 89 to 17 to 71. They're going to stay together tonight, right? So the rest of these guys are looking for a way to get around them. They're going to need some help. So you're deal making right now. We got 17 to go. You're bartering. You're promising sexual favors. You're promising money, drinks, bar tab, whatever you can get to get some help to get to the front.
Oh, I'm good at making promises, Baron. Keeping promises, different story.
Co-opetition, man. The co-opetition.
So there we go. You see Xander Short in the 2 there, up on the high side, right behind Caleb Tipton. That's 6th and 7th. We've seen Xander make all the moves early on. Is he the guy that starts this break down to the bottom lane?
Well, he's going to need to, right? So we know Boyd Hogan's looking to transfer. William Ransoni's looking to transfer, but he's deep in the field, 13th. He's going to need some help.
And there is William back here. We try and get a better shot for you. There he is. Got the gopher on there, or the groundhog. I'm not sure
Buc-ee's. Now, Dean, you don't have Buc-ee's up in Canada, do you?
Well, I can't speak to everything because I am Canadian. For now, Baron, till you guys make us a 51st state.
Well, that could happen too. But Buc-ee's is a chain of ginormous gas stations with huge grocery stores and snacks and baked goods. And, you can even get, a butt plug, Dean. They got everything in the place.
Wow, my goodness. I mean, I'll tell Adam about that feature.
Adam Newton. Right. He needs this.
Well, don't throw his last name out there. That's not fair. There's Leroy
We'll see him Thursday. See him tomorrow night.
Leroy Sellers Jr. back in 20th, all alone. 12 seconds back, you got the Motts, Jim and Corey. And then another 9 seconds, you got this group of Deitch, Higginbotham, Diego Rodriguez. You got Joe Wright out here all alone. Vasquez and Griswold, who had those penalties. And I got to believe our leaders are coming up on this group here. You see them exiting the corner there, and there is the main pack. And no, Pataska down on the bottom. What's happened there? Nobody going with him. He's left hung out to dry. He's got to find a home. Here comes his home. He slips right into it, just like that groundhog. Wow! And Xander Short just gives him a shot to get him going.
Big shot. Said, come on up here and get going.
Well, that's what I said. These things are like tanks at times. If you hit them square, they can take it. Now, they're jarring, though, just like in real life, Baron. You heard the complaints about some of the drivers saying a shot like that really hurt them. Almost hospitalized them hurt.
Well, it's a violent act to drive a race car, Dean, and You know, if you take a shot like that at 200 miles an hour, things tend to move around unwillingly.
So I said that was Pataska. That was not. I think that was Carlisle who was slipped back there. Get a look in these numbers. Or no, that was John Connor back there. My bad. So John Connor slips back to 9th position here. And that was, I'm not sure why he went to the bottom. Probably got hit. I'm not too sure. But Pataska and DeCarlo now hooked up, and they are pushing. They are in sync here. Here comes Nicholson. He's got a bit of a run. The 63 of Kaloff right there. And we're
Yellow
under
flag.
caution. Back here,
Oh, big accident.
nothing too major going on. Looks like Geisbrecht here is quite hurt, though. Get a look there, Baron, and that's some serious damage right there.
Bent up that man's race car right there.
Looks like he got it from both sides, Baron.
That's what she said.
So not much of a replay here. But we will try to get you something. There is Geisbrecht right here at the bottom of your screen, at the back of the pack. Minding his business, and damn, the 66 comes in and just clears him out. That's
Yikes.
Ray Gill there. Wow.
Yikes.
So Ray apparently did not know he was there. That was just driver error. And the 48's got to be thinking, what do I got to do? Why are you hitting me? What's happening?
Yeah, a little too early in the season for grudges.
Really is.
But we just made one, didn't we?
I think he feels a little bit like Rihanna right now. I mean, maybe that's too old in the news to be bringing up here.
Just hear the wah, wah, wah.
So Pataska and DeCarlo with 12 to go. Nicholson, Kaloff, Tipton, Hogan, Short, Carlisle, Connor, and Condor, your top 10 here in duel number 1.
So, Dean, we're going to take the green flag with under 10 laps to go. You pitting here? Do you make adjustments on the car if you're missing something? What can you adjust here to make this car just a little bit faster, Dean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what these guys are going to do. You might want to change a little tire pressure or something. I mean, it's been so long, Baron, since I worked open sets. Probably wouldn't know what adjustment I wanted to make at this for a 10-lap run. I mean, maybe we'll go to the chat. Well, what do you got, chat? What do you think? I mean, when in doubt, ask these people. I mean, they have the knowledge, Baron.
Well, we got some live drivers in YouTube land checking us out, and they're filling us in on what's going on in this race. If you fill us in on the adjustments that these guys are making now, we're going to say your name and give you a big glass of water.
Joe Wright coming off of pit road. Geisbrecht, of course, is on pit road right now. Here comes Diego Rodriguez going into his stall. So those 3 cars came in, and I'll tell you what adjustment they're making, Baron. It's called duct tape.
Yeah, bear bond. We are fixing damage. Yep.
So no massive wrecks, but a couple of minor incidents. You see some guys back here working the tires, getting all warmed up. I know you like that, Baron.
I do. And here's the reason why, Dean. Restarts can be a little tricky. The last thing you need to worry about is tire spin. Not that you're going to get a lot, but anything's possible. I like warming up the brakes right now, too, making sure there's heat in those in case I have to stop in a hurry. You're in a pack full of guys that are trying to get the front, all alpha males and females, trying to make something happen here. You better be on your toes.
Well, very interesting what's been going on during this race. Can it come down to this 10-lap shootout, Baron? What do you do here? You can't be sitting back content with 15th position, can you? I mean, we got to make some moves here now.
And moves they'll make. With 10 to go, the pay window opens up, and so does that all-important starting position. So YouTube just filled me in, and Ray thought he was clear when he got up into the 48. So unfortunate racing incident there. Spotter needs to be paying attention. That way we don't have these. But TC Carroll, thank you for filling us in. Also, the B Main Bandit filled us in. There aren't many adjustments you can make here, Dean. Big glass of water going out to the B Main Bandit because he said you either hold it open or you see Jesus or the checkered flag.
I like it. I like it. That's exactly correct. I mean, there's stage points on the line here. They're not really stage points, but they will be. We'll have stages going forward in some of these races, or all these races. So we're counting this whole duel as a stage. They're going to mean something here. So if you're outside of the top 10, you got to make a move.
Need friends? You know, pull out your hand, start waving people through. Get on that mic, cue it up, start making some deals.
Start lying, Baron.
Bargaining, not lying, bargaining.
Oh, I'm sorry. I get confused easily. Great looking track out here.
I love this track under the lights. Look at these cars all shiny and a lot of great color schemes out here. A lot of guys putting on their best efforts. Great to be here with the Duels and the Major Garage Cup Series. I'm real happy to be here with you, Dean.
Yeah, likewise, Baron. One of the best out here. I would only wish I had the handling of these pace cars, Baron. The way they turn off the track, it just amazes me every time.
Good on road courses, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He darts off the track. Pataska and DeCarlo lead him down. Will they try to get hooked back up, these teammates, or will they try and control both lines? Good start this time. Pack remains tight. A little problem.
Oh, up in the wall.
That's Ransoni, I think.
Yeah, up in the wall unexpectedly.
That was not Rans. That was Caden Perkins back there in the 96. So that's how groups get disconnected. There's little bobble, and you can see everybody's disconnected behind. Up top, Pataska trying to make, or he's out leading. On the high side, you got DeCarlo. He's getting a push.
Elahoff just giving him everything he's got in that 63 machine.
Oh, and he rocked him.
And that
Around he
is a
goes.
26th
Up
position.
into the fence.
Oh, no.
And he's on for the ride. Holy cow. That was an ugly ride right there. They come down the track. They're still collecting cars. The 89 done for the evening. That's Boyd Hogan,
team cars
who was
too,
doing
Dean.
so good.
Yeah, team cars looking to help each other out. Something went awry. Let's take a look at it.
All right, let's go back and have a look. You see it there. It's a little too quick.
Oh.
We'll go back just a bit here and see if we can get a little bit of a slow action on this. And you can see, you said pushing for all he's worth. Through the corner, hard push, nothing too bad. He starts to slide down. Once he slides down, and he enters right there on the side. You cannot do that. That's an instant
rear
turn.
corner.
Oh.
Yep.
And these guys go for a ride.
One of them's on his lid. And here comes the poor 48. Just saw an accident by none of his doing. He gets hung up in it too, Dean. It's just a shame for the 48 tonight. Logan Greichik just not getting any love.
No, sir, he is not. You see down the track there. Oh, so painful. We'll see here. The 48 will go back to full speed. He's going to come through there nice and easy.
No, he made it. Okay, I thought he got tagged.
I think he had that damage already, so that's probably what you were seeing. We got pit stops commencing here. Several guys coming in. This is interesting here late in the run. Guys taken to pit road. You got Cody Porter, Short, Geisbrick, Condor, Higginbotham, of course Hogan, Corey Mott, Pete Morales, Jim Mott, all on pit road here. I mean, Jim's out here too. So all these guys get service. Pataska remains out front, Baron. I mean, can anybody get up here and do something with him?
Well, we just took out about half of the Majors Garage team there, so they've only got 2 cars. It looks like only 2 cars left in the field for the finish of this event. Yeah, 2 cars is good, but if you get 4 cars lined up on them, not much they can do with it.
There's Kaloff. He's quietly up 26 spots, Baron. I mean, that's the quietest 26-car move I've ever seen. The 63 into second. Carlisle into third. Connor fourth. Ransoni into fifth. It's Shear, Nicholson, Tipton, Runkle, and Dite into the top 10.
Deech. Yeah, it looks like Deech.
Sorry.
Austin Runkle got a fan out there in YouTube land. Nim. Just shouting out Austin Runkle in that 20 machine up here in the top 10. Good for him. Good run.
Let's get a look in on Runkle there. Beautiful looking car. Number 20.
That is a good looking machine there.
So Runkle looking to improve now. He's up 11 on the night. How about Griswold slipping back into this thing? He was in such deep trouble. Now in 12th.
Rocking a Jaws car, Dean. You remember Jaws? That was a great movie.
Of course.
Scared me out of the ocean for years.
You know, it scared a whole, well, I'm going to say continent from going in the ocean. There's our leader, Pataska. Ray Gill, who was involved in an earlier wreck, the 66. Got all the markings there on the machine.
Got the earmarks of some tragedy right there, that's for
down
sure.
below him, we've got the whiskey machine here, Baron. A new favorite driver emerges. And that is Deech there, so we'll be rooting for him, Baron. That's a shot.
What's that? Traveler's Whiskey? Is that what that says? Well,
Absolutely.
Hey, come on. Yeah, let's go get some of that now.
Blend
You got my
number
attention.
40.
Dean, the 69 machine is in 8th place. 69, the Uberman himself. Caleb Tipton.
Poor Baron, even stuck on 69.
He'll be there all day. Just there's another 69, Dean. Oh, it's the 16-year-old in me.
Absolutely. Perkins continuing to work those tires over.
Shout out to Hollywood Motorsports. Thanks for joining us in YouTube land. We appreciate you. He's predicting a little more chaos here before we finish this thing with 6 to go.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, things are heating up. Like I said, if you're outside of the top 10, that's no stage points. Really no great starting spot in the 500. You got to make some moves. You got to see some 3 wide here, Baron. I'm a little surprised. I mean, maybe these cars are a little too unstable. You guys don't like running 3 wide? I'm not sure. A little surprised.
Dean, when we get when we get to the Daytona 500, believe me, they'll be 3 wide.
Pace car off the track, ready to take her home. Coming down to 5 to go in the duel number 1.
Big lane shift right there. Didn't like what he saw on the high side. Got down into that low line. That sacrifices Henry Kaloff. Oh, no, Kaloff remains in second. Who's on the high side there?
That's John Connor. Slips
John
down
Connor.
to the bottom.
Yep.
Carlisle right behind him, along with the 49 and Nicholson. Up high, you have the 50 of Dalton Shear trying to lead a charge.
Leading that high line. He's got a lot of help there, Dean. They're pushing him for all he can get. Look at that. They are literally and bailout there from the 96.
Yeah, 96 aborted as they all scramble around, shifting lanes, back and forth they go. Outside, trying to get hooked up, Ransoni on the high side, along with Carlisle starting to come forward slightly.
I love the move from the 50. Couldn't get it done on the high side. Dropped into a hole. The 96 was down there first. So, Dean, maybe the 50 not an easy pushing machine, but maybe it's a leading machine.
Yeah, it seems like they like the bottom early, then they like the high side on the long run. Oh, car's wiggling and wobbling. The 50 slips in there of Shear, almost stuck in the middle. Everything gets sorted out. To the high side darts a 49 of Nicholson. The block thrown by the 97. Contact. There goes someone down to the bottom. The 76 of Ransoni taking over. They're 3 wide. Contact. They're still alive. Shuffled back. Holy cow, the 50 getting knocked around.
3 wide. They're not done, Dean. They're 3 wide in the back now. All it did is move backwards a little bit. These guys are racing hard.
They are really going at it here.
Big motion up front. Look at this. 3 to go, Dean. You think they got something on the line here?
They got a lot to prove out here as they move down the middle. The 69 of Tipton right up the middle. Oh, contact. Too much contact, and they're wrecking. Oh, no, it's on. Several cars involved. They continue to pile in. The whiskey machine slips on through.
Okay.
So 3 to go. We're not sure about our green checker situation here, Baron.
Big wreck.
Let's get a look at a replay here and try and figure out. Wow, a lot of contact. Everybody banging each other, weebling and wobbling. And there you go. Massive pile up.
It's the big one. That's what she said.
All right. We'll get these things re-racked. We'll see who survived and who didn't. Looked like Shearer took some heavy damage there. And actually, the car looks just fine, Baron. Like I said, they're built like tanks.
Yeah. Good-looking Camaro. Looked better if it had wind tunnel TV on it.
Yeah, we got to get some wind tunnel TV cars out here.
Yeah, I agree.
They may want us to pay them, though, Baron. I don't know.
Good point. Sponsorship ain't cheap.
So Pataska and Kalhoff, your leaders. Connor and Tipton, third and fourth, sorry. Gill and Nicholson, Ransoni and Perkins, Mott and Porter in the top 10. 3 to go here. I believe we'll have a green-white checker.
So Michael Deach from the car in the 57 machine chatting us up here. Called it a code brown when all that one happened. I wonder if Michael made it through.
Yeah, absolutely code brown. You don't wear tighty whities to the tracks, folks.
Is it a shat myself? I'm talking about William Shatner. I'm sorry.
Boys coming on to pit road. Porter, Wright, Condor, Higginbotham, Rodriguez, Jim Mott still there. I think Mott might be done. I'm not sure if Mott was involved. He probably was.
I think the list is shorter of folks that weren't involved.
You know, and what we noticed, though, during those wrecks is, yeah, 2 cars kind of got on top of each other or whatever. That's pretty bad. But in general, these cars don't flip the way the other cars do. They don't bang around and bounce around and lose parts as much as, say, the Xfinity car or the trucks. So these things are built well. They're built for safety, Baron.
Well, we like that, too, Dean. While we get a big rush out of crashes in the virtual racing world. Not so much fun when you're actually in the car.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not too much fun to take those licks. 3 to go. Someone's got to do something with these top guys. They've been up here most of the night clinging on to these spots. I don't know, these short runs, Baron, these cars take time to build the momentum. I'm not sure they can do anything here.
Well, we're going to see. Still got a couple of team cars up here with the Majors team. And then, you know, the meat and the sandwich, Henry Kalhoff out here looking to spoil everybody's night.
Yeah, let's get a look in on this beautiful paint job here. There it is. CB Fabricating on the side there. A little Americana.
Driving a nice looking Camaro there, Dean. It's a shame they got rid of the brand, but glad the Camaro's living on, at least in the racing series.
Let me ask the chat here, you know, it seems to me, I'm Canadian, that the U.S. is kind of going back to being proud to be Americans. I see the military support going up, a lot of positivity happening. I don't want to be divisive. You know, we're not going to get into views or anything like that, but in general, you're feeling a little prouder to be American right now? I know I'm not up here in Canada. we
Dean.
we need a little bit of a change up here, I'm afraid.
Well, it's been a long while since we've had any kind of common sense legislation in our government, and we always say common sense is not common. So hopefully we get a little more common sense regulation going on. And I don't know.
Yeah,
Anytime things are going well, I'm pretty happy with it. I don't know about you.
Amen to that. Common sense is for the common people, and I be one of them. Some people say I'm a little uncommon. They say a few things about me, Baron.
Dean, I think you're wonderful. I mean, top to bottom, inside and out, you are just an A+ individual, Dean. I'm happy to know you.
Let's not go to the inside part, okay, Baron?
I'm talking about your character, your constitution, if you will.
All right, let's get into it here. Connor and Pataska, Tipton, Kaloff, and Ransoni in the top 5. Let's see who can get this thing done. Duel number 1, getting all prepared for next week, the Daytona 500. Of course, Majors Garage Cup Series here. We want to urge everyone to get over to Majors Garage, support them. They support us. They support some of these drivers out here. I mean, you just can't ask for better sponsorship, Baron.
Now, I'm going to go load up one of those sets this weekend, take it for a spin. I promise that's happening.
Yeah, likewise. And I've been pushing people to go over there, so I hope it's helping. And my friend's going over there. I'm going over there. Pace car's going off the track. We're ready to settle this thing here. Duel number 1 coming to a close. Going a bump right off the shot.
Big run from the inside already. Kaloff staying glued to the bumper of Pataska. Dean, I love it. He's got something to lose here, and he is getting after it.
Yeah, he gave him a big shot to get him started, and then hopped on and locked onto that bumper on the high side. I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
John Connor up there.
That
John
is Connor.
Connor.
I thought that was Connor.
Yep.
And Tipton right behind him pushing, so they're getting heated up quick. There's a 76 right there of Ransoni. So this guy's trying to get hooked up, but out front, Pataska and Kaloff just walking away here. Ray Gill trying to hang on. Holy cow, are they breaking away, and they're wrecking like crazy back here. Holy smokes, we're back under caution. That's the 9 of Higginbotham, and that one will send pieces flying off the car.
That's what we call a yard sale, Dean.
Yes, sir. That's you can get some of those parts and hang them on your walls, folks. So we'll re-rack them, apparently. It looks like we'll have another green-white checker here.
Now they're racking up. Woo! Big hit.
That
you can
is
finish those
hard
off,
lick,
yeah.
and that's the whiskey machine there. So
Black Rifle. Yep.
damage. Carnage.
Baby wrecking.
All right, well, while they sort this out, let's have another look at Major's Garage.
Hey, you know that guy who just before the green flag keys up his mic and asks, "Anybody got a setup?" Well, this is him. This is Adam, and hey, Adam needs some help. On the other hand, this guy over here, this is Steve. Steve is a solid racer and he knows his way around the garage. Steve's problem is time. With a job and a family, he can't find enough time to build competitive setups and to race as often as he likes. But as luck would have it, Steve knows a secret. He lets the Majors Garage crew chiefs do the setup work so he can focus on the racing. At majorsgarage.com, Steve can get setups for over 60 cars on the iracing service. So no matter what series he wants to jump into, he is covered. Somebody, anybody, really should tell Adam. See you at the garage.
Well, the crowd enjoyed that commercial, I'll tell you that, Baron.
They sure did. They're going to check out Major's Garage. Yeah, I love it.
Apparently so. There's Joe Wright coming in. You got Hogan's coming in. Higginbotham, Porter, Jim Mott, Joe Wright. So a lot of guys continuing to work on their machines all along out front. Major's Garage and Dallas Pataska out front. The beautiful 63 machine of Kaloff in second. It's Gil and Connor sitting in row number 2. Those guys, all these guys have been up here. Tipton as well, Ransoni, Nicholson, Perkins. I mean, they've been hanging around all night. Griswold now slips into 9th with Morales in 10th. Those guys lurking and hoping for their opportunity.
Re-racked and ready to go here, Dean. Not exactly the Fox broadcast booth, is it? We got we got crowd noise coming in after the ads. Looking good here, though.
Are you
Dean.
criticizing our own broadcast, Baron? This is
I am not.
this
I am
is
championing.
sacrilege.
I am championing the broadcast
As he
because
gets tongue-tied and put
Yeah.
him on the spot. Looking on Leroy Sellers here and the Black Demon here, I guess I'll call it. And Nick Vasquez, that's 12th and 13th. There's Geisbrick back in 14th. Mott, he slides into 15th. Diego Rodriguez still looking for sponsorship on that machine. He's going to come out and be in 16th position, but they're all chasing the man. The Clash winner, Pataska. I hope you guys are enjoying the broadcast. We try to entertain, and, well, heck, let us know. I mean, we can take it, eh, Baron?
oh, I got big shoulders, man. We're good. I got big shoulders and an alcohol habit. I'll never remember.
I can't read, Baron, so I don't really care what people say.
Yeah, Dean. I mean, last time we ran together at Daytona, well, we had to get naked to get to 21, didn't we? I mean, yeah.
I'm naked right now, Baron. I didn't want to
Doing
tell
it
anybody.
shirtless, folks, from his home office in Canada. You're just north of Detroit there, aren't you, Dean?
Absolutely, about an hour and a half away from Detroit. Used to
Well-
frequent Detroit, Michigan very often. Greektown, anybody up there? Love that place.
A lot of good bars.
Great bars. Great. That Greektown, you can't beat that spot. There's a lot of great spots, but yeah, the bars down there for Canadians. We used to go to one Baron. We bring in a $20 bill. They give you a picture of anything you want. You know, we get like a picture of Ryan Ginger, believe it or not, and we pay with Canadian money. They would give American change. I would make about $3 off of it for every jug I drank. So
And,
I had
and get
to make
loaded
money.
in the process.
So
Yeah.
I had to drink a lot.
Yeah. That's a good trade-off.
I don't know how they did it, but this is a real thing. We made money off of every jug we drank.
That's fantastic. And you tipped.
Well, gave advice. No, we were good tippers to be certain. Here we go. One more time. Maybe 2 more times. I don't know, Baron.
Well, it keeps saying 3 to go up here. Eventually, admin's got to throw the car, the checkered flag. Half the
Pace
field's
cars
got damaged.
off. All right, we're going to see that inside lane. Keep an eye on it. Once again, a good start by them, but the outside this time a little better. Connor, along with Tipton up there, trying to get a good push. They got Ransoni with them, and they're coming. Here we go.
Big restart, big push here from the high side. Connor coming to the front here. He's got help this time, Dean.
He's got help. They are rocking the outside. 96 trying to catch up and help out up there. Camera's having problem catching that angle. My goodness. Back on the inside. Pataska getting a big push. Perkins
go.
jumped out of line for a second. They're even coming down. Oh, and the contact Tipton gets shuffled out. To the high side he goes.
That's a bump gone bad, Dean, and that had not helped that high side at all. They got to get reorganized if they
That-
want to win this thing.
That broke the whole thing up, and we're with 1 to go. Pataska and Kaloff taking it by themselves, breaking away. Ray Gill slips into 3rd. Nicholson hooks up with them. Does Nicholson make a move, actually? Nicholson looking for 3rd. Pataska along with Kaloff. Holy cow, they're still broke away from this field. One more corner to go. Can the high side get going?
They got to get organized, Dean. There's no energy up there right now. The two broke apart. I think these two run away with it, Dean. Sort it out for themselves.
They absolutely are. Pataska and Kaloff looking to settle this thing. Duel number 1, they're out of 4. Here we go. They're shuffling and falling behind them, but Pataska going to go all the way to the finish. Kaloff doesn't even make a move. He pushes them to the victory. They're wrecking behind. And there's a 96 of Perkins still spinning. Holy smokes. Official finishing order coming up momentarily. I can't believe that breakaway. You've seen it, Baron. Just a simple little finish. And, I mean, they broke up. It's just, I can't believe it.
Well, I think we had a couple of cars there without damage. They were able to separate themselves for the field, and I just couldn't see anybody else get organized enough to go and challenge them, Dean.
So Pataska wins the clash. Now he wins duel number 1. What a job putting Major's Garage all over this broadcast. There's Tipton coming in. He's going to give him a little shot there. Congratulations. Unbelievable stuff.
Across Wisconsin's pride, Dallas Pataska takes duel number 1. Dean, what did we learn?
Well, I don't know what we learned except for, you cannot break up the momentum, right? We've seen what happened there on that outside. It was, amazing how much that momentum was stifled, killed. These two cars just ran off by themselves. Let's get into today's finishing order here. Pataska and Kaloff, 1, 2. Nicholson and Gill. Perkins a top 5. Connor slips to 6. Great finish though. Ransoni 7th. Joe Gibbons out of nowhere will finish 8th. Condor in 9th. Joe Wright gets 10th. And it's Mott. Tipton falls quite a bit there. Geisberg, Rodriguez, Porter, Morales, Hogan, Vasquez, and you can find your favorite driver further on back. I mean, we were talking about Runkle and Short, DeCarlo early on. They finish at the back. They got to be unhappy. Deitch back there, also Corey Mott. I mean, these are all great drivers. Griswold, I can go down the list of guys who were at the front. Hogan, also problems. So tough night for some, great night for others, Baron.
Yeah, a lot of them ended up on the hook or in the pits, Dean, and that's a shame. We had a solid starting field. Duel 2 promises to give us the same action as well, but we hate it for the guys that weren't able to finish the event.
We absolutely do. Right now, let's go to a short commercial break. We'll come back with some race interviews here. Here at Daytona as we break in halfway through that GT3 Mustang there. Good looking car there, Baron.
Yeah, it is. It sure is a good looking car. Sounds great. iRacing's done a nice job with it.
They absolutely have. Let's get right into some interviews here. We're going to bring in Noah Nicholson with a 3rd place finish here tonight. Congratulations, Noah.
Thank you.
So, a really quiet night up there. Let's talk about the first, 2/3 of the race here. It was pretty solid out there, Noah. Looked like everybody was taking their time trying to figure it all out.
Yeah, we were kind of just working with each other, trying to see where it was. I was surprised they were pitting that early. I saw half the field just dump down. I was like, shoot, I'm all alone right now. What do I do? And then that caution came out, kind of saved me from making that decision. And then we had to decide to get rowdy. with like 20 to go, and that's when it all happened.
Well, talk about that. I mean, it didn't look too rowdy, but I mean, with these cars, they're easily pushed out of line and get a little wobbly. Guys get off center, and stuff's gonna happen, isn't it, Noah?
Yeah, so I was pushing one of the Major's garage cars, and I moved down because on the restart he just wasn't going anywhere. I don't know if it was my timing with the restart or what. So I tried to move down, but I was still attached to his bumper, so it pulled him down. And yeah, that's what caused the chaos. So that one was probably on me. I could have avoided that one, but then that caused the chaos, and it was just me trying to get up to Henry and have it between the two of us, since we're teammates, trying to battle it out for that spot. We finished third, but still didn't get the open spot. That's just how competitive it is out here.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, the momentum on these things, Noah, we've seen it late there. A little on the outside, things get broken up. I mean, it's all over. Two cars just get away. I mean, it's amazing how much they can break away.
Yeah, it is indeed. We were trying to battle it out for those spots, and we let them get off. But I'm happy that at least one of our cars was able to get in. Yeah, Henry sure is real proud about that. We worked together a good bit. It was just a really stressful race, and we did the most we could.
Absolutely. Look forward to the Daytona 500 now, Noah. I mean, thoughts of grandeur going to the 500? Gonna put her in victory lane?
We'll see what happens. Hopefully Henry can do that. I qualified as an open car in the trucks and Xfinity, but didn't really make it to do it here. But we're hoping that we can help our team as best as we can.
All right, man. Well, congrats on third place, Noah. Heck of a run, man. We'll turn the mic over to you. Anybody want to shout out? Any sponsors or friends or family?
Just got a shout out to the other guy on the call here, Henry, for giving me this opportunity to run under their flag. Really great dude. Great working with him and Deech throughout this race. Couldn't have gotten to where I was in that race without him.
All right, Baron, that's a 49. Noah Nicholson, third place finish here in duel number 1.
Yeah, Noah doing a great job moving himself into the third place. Love hearing him talk about his team, and how much they've supported him tonight, Dean. But listen, I'm with second place finisher, Mr. Henry Kalahoff in the 63 machine. Henry, great job working with that lead machine of Dallas Pataska. Tell me what was going through your head. Hard charger tonight.
Yeah, it means so much to me to be in the race. I've had so many deals go wrong in the off season, and then the D&Q in the truck race. So to make it in the 500 is just so awesome, man. I'm in tears right now. It's just, you just never give up, and guys like me aren't supposed to do that.
Well, you did it, and you did it in great fashion. You kept all the fenders on it. You're bringing it back in one piece. And look, second place. Tell us a little bit about your team, and tell us a little about your story getting here tonight.
So in the off season, when Michael got the franchise, I wanted to also do the Daytona 500 back in December, and Noah joined our team very recently, about a week ago, and he was amazing to work with all night. We worked together for about 20 laps, and Michael also did pretty well. I was in the draft from early on. We lost a draft early, actually, and had it not been for that caution, I probably wouldn't be here right now in this interview booth. But towards the end, me and the 17, we just worked well together. I knew if I ditched the 17, it would be over for me, and so we just worked well together. I wasn't going to get off his bumper at any point.
So, listen, which Noah are we talking about here? Are we talking Spalding or Hamilton?
Oh, Nicholson.
Nicholson.
Yeah.
Okay, we got another Noah in there.
Yes.
I was like, wait a second, there's a bunch of Noahs.
We got a lot of Noahs. Yes.
Yeah, we sure do. So, look, who do you want to thank tonight for your second place finish? The mic is yours, my friend.
I just want to thank everyone who supported us all the way. We're one of the smallest teams in the Crown Jewel League, and to make it here, it's just super awesome. I want to thank my parents, everyone I know, my friends, and we're still looking for a sponsorship. If any sponsors are watching, if you want to join on, do let me know, and I'd be glad to have you on board.
There you go, Dean. That's a small team, small budget, looking for a little help. If you're out there watching us in YouTube land, hook them up, making sure that they can make the entire season. I love it, Dean.
Yeah, I love it too, man. I mean, that's what it's all about here in the duels, right? Guys making it in. Also, other guys establishing dominance, like the 17 Dallas Pataska making it back to back. The Clash, now duel number 1, sitting in victory lane. Congratulations, Dallas.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, what a race. I definitely didn't expect to be coming out of here with a win. Super speedways definitely aren't my forte, but that felt really good. Shout out to Henry. He did a great job pushing there at the end, pretty much just tandemed all the way through, and it worked out for us. Unfortunate that I couldn't get my teammate Colby in. Had an unfortunate wreck in the back there he got caught up in. That's too bad, but no, I mean, what a race. Stayed pretty caution free for the most part until we had some carnage pop up there, but what a great way to kick off the season. Looking forward to hopefully continuing the momentum into the 500 next week.
Absolutely. Now, we've seen a couple things here tonight, Dallas, like, breakaway group, maybe 8 or 9 cars, that seemed to break away. Late in the race, we had 3 or 4 cars break away, and very late at the end, we had 2 cars break away. This is a constant here in this car. Tell us a little bit. Is this setup based? Is this teammate based? Or just simply, this is what the car and the aero package produces?
I'd say it's the last point the most. It's just the nature of the car at the moment. Setup stuff can help you be a little bit more comfortable or more balanced pushing or being pushed, sure. But ultimately, the gaps that you guys are seeing on the broadcast, I'd say, are more due to just who was working better in terms of closing that air bubble between the cars and keeping it closed. In the lead there, I was stabbing the brake pretty hard, which might seem counterintuitive, but it was breaking that air bubble between Henry and I and allowing us to stay tandem together and just dig. So it was a lot of that, and whoever could manage that better ultimately ended up at the front and with some really nice runs. And then whoever was struggling with that obviously did not. So, yeah, it just comes down to who works best together. I was able to link up with some, I would call it soft teammates here and there. Colby and I were able to get lined up for a little while. That helped. So, I mean, having teammates helps. But more so because you're comfortable pushing them. You know what to expect. You know where they're going to push you. You know how hard they're going to push you, and it just makes the whole line work a little bit better. So that's that. But yeah, it's tricky out there.
It really is. And, coming around out of 4 there at the end of the race, Henry right on you. Were you waiting, expecting a move? I mean, he just stayed locked on you. He said, no, this is my ticket to the 500. I'm not doing a darn thing.
No, there might have been a little bit of radio communication, but I think we were working together a few times throughout the duel there that it made sense for us to stay connected. A lot of guys, it seemed like we're kind of shuffling around a bunch, so us just staying connected seemed to work out, especially with the cautions. We didn't know if we were going to get another one right away, so that way it was an easy way to maintain track position. So I think it just made sense to stay in line. If you did go for it, good luck to him. He probably wasn't going to get it, but I encourage him to try. But the other thing was, for his situation, he was in a different race. He was just trying to make the field. Exactly. So where he wasn't in a threat to do that. So I didn't foresee a move coming. So I'm glad we were able to work together, and we'll see if we can maybe work together some more next week.
I mean, my goodness, Dallas, 2 in a row. We haven't even hit a normal track. We got the short track, the Clash, and now here at a super speedway. Next week, the big show, the Daytona 500. I expect to see you running up at the front or near the front at all times, Dallas. Congrats on this one. We'll turn the mic over to you, brother. And, big shout out to Major's Garage, I would imagine, as well.
Yeah, gotta give love to all the Majors Garage guys, my other coaches, Mike, everybody who runs that over there. Also, we got to shut out Manazzi Major and Caleb Begg coming up in this next duel here. Caleb's locked, thankfully, but Manazzi is hopefully going to vie for one of those final spots, or I should say the final spot for the 500 next week. So fingers crossed for him. And then, I got to give a final shout out to my other teammate, Colby DiCarlo. Didn't make it, unfortunately, but hope to see him in some more cup action throughout the year. We'll see. But thank you, guys.
You're welcome. All right, Baron, the very impressive 17 of Dallas Pataska in victory lane. 2 consecutive races now.
Going to be a hard team to beat when we get to the 500, Dean, but we haven't seen what duel number 2 is going to roll out yet, so there may be some other teams out there saying, hey, we can challenge these boys. Let's get a look at it.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. The duel number 2 coming up shortly is going to be exciting. I mean, we've got you look at the list of drivers here, at least I do when I'm reading through them, I think, my goodness, all the drivers are in this one. And then I look at the race for number 2 and I go, oh no, there's a lot of this one. I forgot about these names. I mean, Thomas Wolfe, the defending champ, coming up in duel number 2. Lots of others as well. Can't wait to get to that coverage. Right now, us up here in the booth, we're going to take a short break. We'll keep rolling here on the broadcast, and we'll go back to live action just as soon as they are ready and prepared. Probably about 10 minutes, I would imagine. So thanks for tuning in to Duel 1. We'll see you in about 10 minutes for Duel number 2. And we're back here live for duel number 2. Sorry, a little bit late on the take here as we've already begun. Thomas Wolf out front with Caleb Begg. It's Menke and Walker. Third and fourth, Campbell, Larson, Burrows, Leach, Major, and Stoltz, your top 10. Phillips, Johnson, Romano, Bell, Albertson, Saunders, Hoffner, Spalding in the top 18, Bellinger and Villano back here, Vince Mitchell, Silva, Hamilton. You got Tegan Fox, Tommy Carroll, and Jonathan Ledger are bringing up the rear. I'm Dean Doucette, joined as always by Mr. Baron Labosco for duel number 2. Baron might still be mixing up, he's got a vat over there of whiskey. It's hard to crack into, so might take a few minutes. The Ryko machine of Thomas Wolf, last year's champ, back out front, right where he ended the season. On the high side, Nathaniel Campbell. We've seen him at the Clash have an up and down evening. He's got the high line starting to come. With him, Nathan Burrows trying to push him up here, along with Alan Phillips. The 3 cars working together, nobody else really coming. Here comes a late comer. That looks like Saunders coming up to the high. He jumps back down low. So lap 3 here, pretty quiet. Zach Johnson trying to make some moves in the 45 machine, or at least it's showing he's got the fastest lap. He remains in line though. Oh, and he gives a shot to the 43 of Stoltz there, almost upset that car. Good looking race. We got one group back here falling off. That's Tommy Carroll, Tegan Fox, and Jonathan Ledger. They have fallen off from the main pack. They have got to get linked up together and stop racing side by side. Ben Larson, new race leader here. I'm sorry, I'm missing the top 5 of. We got Wolf and Begg still leading it. Menke in third, along with Walker right there. So status quo up front. You can see at the back of our screen there, the bottom 3 have fallen quite a ways back. They're in a world of trouble. They'll need a caution.
Lap 5 already, Dean.
Yes, sir. Lap 5, we jumped in after the start there, Baron. They got it going a lot quicker than expected there. No time for drink making here this evening.
Man,
and there goes the 45. Oh, no. So around, or that was a 75 maybe, I cannot find. That's Zach Johnson. There he is. So Zach Johnson saves it. No caution on the track. But he is in the world of trouble now. His teammate, I believe, Cody Leach up there, now in second as Begg takes over the lead.
Big move to the inside line there. That is a dodgy move right there, Dean.
Yeah, all kinds of interesting things going on here throughout the pack. Shifting around. Wolf has been shuffled out to 5th now. Caleb Begg up here leading the way. And there's a big move from the 23 of Cody Leach down to the bottom. Here comes Alan Phillips. Little shot to the back. He stays off him pretty good there. They continue with the momentum and they're going to go right to the front. Back to the high side goes Leach. Holy cow. Oh, and he's in jeopardy of being shuffled to the middle there, Baron. Very dangerous.
Well, put the 5 car out in front here, getting help from a Ryko setup machine there.
Absolutely. That's Thomas Wolf there, last year's champ, in second. But Alan Phillips, new race leader.
Boy, I miss running open setups, Dean. Kansas City, Missouri's own Alan Phillips right there in the 5 machine out front. Go ahead, Kansas City. Sorry about that Super Bowl, buddy.
He's got the Wii Resort there on the car. I love that old school Wii machine. Maybe I'm not up to date. Maybe it's new school, Baron.
Could be. I don't remember.
So this group now consisting of about 20 drivers, actually 19. Then you got Noah Spalding back here trying to hang on. I don't think he can. A ways back, Thomas Villano, Carroll, Ledger, Fox, Romano in a group trying to regroup and catch up. It might be too late if they were to stay green for those guys. There is Herding Walker in 6th position in the number 29.
So Rico. I'm not sure what Rico is it.
Well, it's not Rico, it's Rico. So
it is Rico. Check out the teeth on the front grille of that Mustang. Good looking car.
Absolutely. Some beautiful paints. We love showing them. The 72 getting shuffled out. That's Begg. He was the race leader not too long ago as we take to 3 wide here. It looks like, Leach throws a block.
Squeeze him into the wall.
Wow. Craziness ensuing here. Leach back to the middle now. So that'll break the momentum. We've seen what happens in the first race when that goes down. Look at the inside lane powering on through.
Yeah, a lot of energy down in the bottom right now since the middle lane and the high lane got all discombobulated and boobulated there. They're still struggling 3 wide back there as the inside just keeps on moving forward, Dean. Setting some pace right now.
They do, and you could barely see on that shot from behind just how far back that other pack is. They're in big trouble.
Too early to be racing like that, Dean. I mean, if you're up there and you're looking for a little run, guy comes up and misplaces a block. You could see the steam come out of my helmet.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, except for it's the duels. Like, this is the time to test stuff, right? I mean, it's probably too early, under 10 laps into the race, but nonetheless, you got to test these things or you won't learn, so I'm not that against it here in the duels.
Taking a look at the 18 machine. Vince Mitchell goes by the nickname Rabbit. We need to get some insider information on that. YouTube, help me out. Why do they call him the Rabbit?
Well, I tell you, the Rabbit had an eventful clash. I mean, several wrecks followed by, I believe, a very good finish. I could be wrong about that, but an up and down night. I mean, we were on him quite a bit during that clash. Right now on the outside, Nathan Barrows getting a big push from Cody Leach. They're going back to the front, bringing Begg with them. There goes Leach again, down to the bottom. So a lot of lane switching, a lot of shuffling around here early, Baron.
Leach backs up, and he gets that inside line a little bound up here once he got the lead. So the high line comes forward.
Cars are a little quiet coming around there. They're expecting a little bit more noise out of those static cams there, Baron. The 72 of Caleb Begg getting a push here on the high side from the 82. That is going to be Major up there. I'm not sure about the first name. Baron, maybe take a stab at that.
Let's see, Manazzi.
Manazzi, okay.
Yep.
And that's another Major's garage car. So Major's showing well here tonight. But it's Barrows out front leading this thing.
Good look here at the 90 machine, getting a little help from the 23.
Yeah, good pushing here. These guys tight on each other, not hitting, Baron. That's what I like to see. I like to snug it up there, consistent push. Leach wiggling, bobbing and weaving. Phillips behind him here. Holy smokes, a little bit of a breakaway here from 5 cars.
Yeah, and I think it's a byproduct of them racing each other in the back there, right, Dean? These guys are all lined up, just playing it cool. Looks like he's going around a little lap traffic right now, but like these guys in back, kind of sorting themselves out and slowing the rest of them down.
That's Rodney Roberts there, right in the thick of this pack. He is a lap down now. He'd be in the lucky dog spot, so we'll see how that plays out for him.
So I like this move. They could have hung him out and somebody picked him up just to help him out a little bit here, Dean. Keep him up to speed. If he is the dog, he's going to owe that driver a little something special later on.
Yeah, and I like the fact that he's not forced to get out of the way or off the track or anything. I mean, let the boys race, right? Especially this early in this run. I mean, he joins back in the pack. His race not over now. He can wait and hope for a caution and a lucky dog here. Nathan Barrows continuing to lead with Leach pushing. These guys looking steady. It looks a lot like the first one, Baron. The guys get out front like this, they're going to be tough to beat. A little further back, I believe that's Thomas Wolf trying to get a charge going on the outside. Nothing doing.
Lap 15 of this second duel we have here tonight at Daytona. Shout out to Saber the Fox, who is joining us here in YouTube land. I want to say hello to him or her, whatever it is. Hadim in the first duel joining us here on the live broadcast at Wind Tunnel TV. You got something to say out there? Let us know. We will bring it up in the broadcast. If you want to propose to your girlfriend, you let us know. We'll do that for you too.
Well, yeah, we might not do it for you though, but depends.
Well, I got to get a girlfriend first, Dean. You know, we got to work on that, and then we'll worry about the proposals or the nuptials later, right?
Part of the Lonely Hearts Club band there.
One is the loneliest number, Dean.
It is indeed.
That's why my car number is 54.
Baron's number displayed proudly.
Well, we don't have the 69 in this second duel, do we? That's a shame. We got it all out of our system there in the first duel.
So pretty easy going. Same as duel number one, Baron. You know, they kind of take it easy. I mean, we've seen a little bit of erraticness here, in the first few laps, but now all sorted out. Do you expect them to settle in here and kind of wait for pit stops to start?
Well, Dean, we saw this in the first duel, like you said. So I think guys are just kind of seeing where their car is. We saw some guys blocking, shucking and jiving, trying to stay up front. Maybe that's what they want their car to do. But I'll be honest with you, Dean. If I'm in this second duel, I learned from the first duel. Keep it out of trouble. Keep the fenders on. Let's be there at the finish.
Baron, we just had tragedy there. Nathan Barrows is back. Okay, but he's now in the middle, and he's in big trouble, falling. And he just blinked out, so almost a full disconnection from his internet. That's a problem when you're sim racing here, and nobody could see him for several seconds. Then he appears, and he's right in the middle of everything. You got to scare the living daylights out of you, but he survives, as does everybody else. Cody Leach takes it to the front. Him and Alan Phillips, your new race leader here.
Yeah, so that's got in the middle there and went straight to the back. He found a hole in front of the rabbit there, so he's got himself back in line on the low side. A lot of ground to make up here as he'll try to see himself back to the front.
That's a B rabbit there? You think he can rap like old Eminem?
Well, it's Vince Mitchell, just says rabbit next to it, so I'm looking for some context.
Well, you got to get up here in the top 3 spots, Vince, and we'll ask you about it, no doubt. Cody Leach leading, outside lane forming and coming.
So all back together again under one nice tidy blanket.
So Bag, along with Major on the high side, push their way to the lead. Menke up there as well in the John Deere machine. Good 2x2 racing here early on. A little shuffle there. The 82 of Major drops down.
So new leader, right? Manazzi out here out in front.
That's Bag out front right now. Manazzi, I think, is right behind him.
The 82. I take it back. Yep, the 82s. Yep, my bad. You
see the 29 in that pack. That's Harding Walker in there. course, we talked to him and several of the drivers on last Saturday night. Very entertaining. Found out some things about these gentlemen.
Do tell. Let's have the hot goss.
Please don't ask me these things. It was a lot of night and a lot of teams to get through, Baron. I wouldn't want to screw up who's who, but they'll come to me as they come.
I bet if they just put their favorite cocktail in their bio, we'd remember.
Absolutely, we would. I remember asking someone, I won't out him, if he would wreck his teammate for the win, and he hum and hawed, and then his teammate chimed in and said he would wreck his own mother for the win. So that was entertaining, no doubt.
Well, there you go. Right, Mom. We're sorry, Mom.
You're going in the wall, Ma. Sorry.
But yeah, look, I'll make Thanksgiving dinner this year. How's that?
There you go. Begg continuing to lead, doing a great job up front. Right on his bumper is Major.
Yeah, I'm looking a little further back, and we've got some new players on the high side here. Some guys picking up. They got the Rabbit up there, and he's picked up some other folks. Now, I put him up for a minute, but that high line had some energy for a minute there, Dean, and guys trying to move forward.
Yeah, get a look in here. The 94 is up there as well. That's Thomas Wolf. The 90 of Nathan Barrows, we've seen he got kind of shuffled out there with the internet problem. And then he got Nim Silva up there. So the high line trying to form up, trying to come forward. Others up front here are looking and waiting to see that momentum from the high side. If they see it coming, they'll jump it and they'll get up there.
Well, and that's what we saw up here, by the 18. The 18 saw that high line coming. He jumped up there, and now they stopped moving, Dean. And, they were. Now we got another one. The 23 pops up there.
Yeah, 23. Leach has been aggressive with the moves, and that causes a little bit of chaos here. They end up 3 wide. Hung out to dry is the Rabbit, Vince Mitchell. He's going to the back. He's got to get off the wall there and hang on. He cannot lose this draft. This is a big moment for Vince Mitchell back here. He's in jeopardy. I think he's going to be all right, though.
He's got a little help back there. He might be pretty good here after a while.
So lap 23 of 60, duel number 2 in the Majors Garage Cup Series here. Of course, Pataska winning duel number 1 after winning the Clash, so he's kind of set his name as the man to beat so far. All these other guys looking to etch their name in it. Caleb Begg setting the standard in duel number 2 so far. Here comes the high side. Josh Stoltz up there getting a huge push from Cody Leach. Leach not backing down at any time. He is all over the bumper.
100% aggression right here out of the 23 machine. That 43's got no choice but to go forward now.
You're going where I want you to go, says Cody. And we're going to the front. He's off center, Baron. That's dangerous. I think he knows that. He's got to get in. There he goes. He tucks back in. And now he goes to the middle. He's not happy. He leaves him. They finally had momentum, and he said, it's not good enough. I want more.
So he's left him out to dry. Maybe he just couldn't push that machine. And you see that sometimes. Cars just don't work well together for whatever reason. So he abandoned that 43 machine and relegates him to the back of the pack.
There's a look at Justin Bell. Quietly, he's up 9 spots into 6. So Bell, along with the 30 of Hoffner, those two just being quiet on the inside, biding their time in a good spot to get a good finish here tonight. Highline still trying to form. Leach, he's got Wolf with him now. Oh no, and Wolf down the track. He gets into someone. They save it. They come back up. Holy cow! And that was Hoffner back there. He's still fading, but the 88 of Bellinger hops on his bumper. What a great help. Tyler Bellinger has basically saved Hoffner. I don't know if he would have fell off or not, but wow, that was tight there, Baron. Some good driving.
Yeah, really good driving. Fast hands, quick reaction, saves the car. Live to race another lap.
So now we go single file, lap 26 of 60. This is where we've seen some pitters before, right around this area, so stay tuned. Pit stops imminent. Right now we have a group that has completely fallen off. This is Thomas Valerno, Tommy Carroll, Cameron Morano, Spalding, Ledger. This group about 16 seconds back. They're in deep trouble. The main group 18 cars deep.
Yeah, that's a lonely feeling too, because you can watch your times just fall away from the main group, and there's nothing you can do. You're pushing for everything you got, but just not getting there.
Well, especially when you've got 20 cars nose to tail, Baron. They're not too wide or anything. There's no way you're going to catch this group. And they're going to continue to ride this thing out. I always like the early stop, Baron, at Daytona. I know traditionally you like short pit at regular races. What about Daytona?
Yeah, I like it here too, Dean, if you're with teammates, right? So what I mean by that is you could run as hard as you want when you're nose to tail with your teammates, and you know that there's an unspoken rule about not passing. So all you're doing is trying to manufacture lap times and get your teammates out alone at the end of the race. It doesn't always happen. When it does, it's pure poetry.
There's a look at Nim Silva, the rabbit, right behind him. There's Ben Larson in the 3 machine. Stoltz right behind. Albertson in the 14 behind him. And you got Nathaniel Campbell, Hoffner, and Bellinger. So everybody's staying in line here. One car falling off. That's Thomas Wolf. He is close to losing the draft here, Baron. Let's go on board right quick and see. I think he might be losing it.
Yeah, Dean, it's going to be trouble if he gets too far back. He'll never catch him. Oh, we got a loose one here, Dean.
Oh, no, an avoidance technique. He stays in it. Wolf in more trouble than he was, but he did not lift. That was huge for him. The others, Bellinger falls off. Hoffner falls off. Big trouble for those two. Back up front. That's how easy it happens in these cars, Baron. And
Wolf caught the back of the pack, so
yeah,
Wolf
did not lift, but I'm telling you, something else happened in his drawers there, Baron. And here comes Hoffner. This is smart. He gets on pit road. He's trying to minimize the damage of losing the draft. He hops on, does his pit stop. I like that move.
Yeah, pretty much no choice now. Now he's got to play with the race gods. So the race gods are going to determine whether or not he gets back on the lead lap here or stays in touch with the lead pack. But I like the move. It's just about what all you could do, right?
Yeah, absolutely correct. There's Alan Phillips in 3rd, Harding in 4th, Saunders 5th. Everything pretty status quo. Now we got pitters. Here they come. Everybody coming in. Are they going to stay safe? Everybody looks good. Great job coming on to pit road.
7 cars here.
Bellinger tries to come in from ways back. That's smart by him, too. He's got to have a clean stop, though.
Yeah, he's got to pull a different strategy. So if these guys are taking tires and fuel, he might go just fuel to try to get himself in that pack. Oh, we got one that missed the pit box.
Yeah, that's the rabbit, Vince Mitchell, having problems. So our main pack of Phillips, Harding Walker, Saunders, Bell, Barrows, and Menke. Ben Larson has fallen off along with Albertson and Campbell. They're not too far back, though. And they're all coming in. Holy cow, they go wide. A big move there on the outside. That's the 90. Holy smokes. Barrows goes around everybody to take the lead. Can he keep it clean getting on the pit road? I mean, wow.
Full send, Dean.
That was a full send, and he made it work, and he missed his stop. How can you miss your stall after that great entrance? Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no. So all that effort, and he might come out without the draft.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be broken up here. This is a problem. All right, out front now, Romano and Ledger are the leaders. Harding Walker coming off of pit road with Saunders. You got Bell, Menke, Barrows, Begg, and here comes
We got one loose
Major
on
and Leach.
on the apron, Dean.
What's that? Sorry?
Had one loose on the apron.
Yeah, these cars can get bent out of shape. That low, the whole bottom of the car is solid. Any touch of uneven ground can really upset these things. So how interesting is this? Ledger comes onto pit road. Morano's still leading. He's got about a 9-second lead over Walker and Sanders. They're in the best shape. Begg, Major, and others are all trying to run them down. Pit stop so important here tonight.
Looks like Ledger's pitting on his own.
Manazzi all over the back. I mean, he is really pushing here.
Crazy pit strategies.
The captain has entered the building here.
Sorry, I forgot you could hear that.
Oh, it's fun. It's all good. Romano takes to pit road. He's in trouble. He wanted a caution. That's what he was staying out for. The group now has caught Walker and Sanders. Up top goes Begg and Major. So they're going to try and make a run here at it. They got the momentum, but they don't have help. Big push from Major. Gets them to the front. Will he abandon them? No, they stay together. Things have broken up here. Lap 34 of 60 in the Majors Garage Cup Series here with Crown Jewel Racing. Been a good one. Clean and green for the most part, I think, entirely. I mean, a couple of bumps and bruises along the way. Green flag stops have shuffled the field. You look back, Alan Phillips back here with Albertson. They're 7 seconds back. There's Campbell and Stoltz. There are a couple more back. There's Wolf, Silva, and Bellinger. They're way back. And then Hoffner and others. I mean, they are spread out all over the track. There's Ledger all alone. Volano and Fox back here. Big trouble. Back up front. Main pack. 26 to go.
So this has really splintered the field, Dean. Pit stops throwing a curveball at most of these teams. If you want to be in the lead lap or the lead pack, you got to practice your pit stops, boys and girls.
Absolutely. They look good coming in, but we've seen several guys who missed their stall. We've seen a couple of other issues. Perhaps someone got speeding, whatever, but they are all kinds of broken up. I don't think they had their, they dotted their T's and crossed their I's, Baron. Maybe one guy took 2 tires. Maybe one took 4. Another guy took none. That's no good on pit road.
Got to have communication, Dean. You got to talk to your teammates. Got to talk to the other spotters. Let them know what the plan is. See if you can make a deal with some guys. Get back to this lead pack right now. If we don't get a yellow, these guys are just going to go laps down.
They are. These guys are just going to ride till 5 to go and then fight it by themselves. Let's go to our pit board here and look at these pit times. You see our top 6 down to Barrows, all in the 8s and 9s, right? And then all the guys who fell off, 12-1, 10, 12-9. These are tire stops, perhaps even 4 tire stops. A big mistake.
Now, Dean, do you need... Oh, we got a caution? No. Do you need tires here? Do you need to have tires, or should you just go with fuel?
You never need tires at a super speedway, period. Now, do you want them? That's another question, right? I mean, some guys might expect that this thing wouldn't go green, and they just feel it'd be better to have them. The car is under you. The other key with tires is how much fuel you're putting in the car. If you got to fill up, and you got to get more than, I think it's like 8.6 gallons or something, that's the equivalent of 1 tank of gas. If you got to get into that second tank, meaning 11, 12 gallons or more, all the way up to 18 gallons of fuel in there, I think these might even hold a little bit more. If you got to go 2 tanks of gas, 2 cans of gas, it's going to jump you from an 8-second stop up to an 11-second stop or a 12 or 13-second stop. That's a massive difference here at Daytona.
At these speeds, that's a couple football fields.
And you can see it, right? I mean, It's huge. Let's go to our blimp here and just have a look. This is our main group. We go back now, and there is, I mean, it's hard to tell the way the camera flips how far back that is, but this is now approaching 9 seconds as Saunders peels off. So Saunders on pit road, not sure what that's about. That could be for a speeding penalty. It could be that 3 laps that you were talking about, or perhaps he was never in and we just missed it somehow, but nonetheless, a couple of guys coming in late for pit stops.
Yeah, taking Fox on pit road too. So, yeah, a lot of guys serving penalties and or scheduled stops. 22 to go.
Run at 22 to go. This main group hooked up. You can see back at the back end of that camera shot, other groups look like they're closing in. They are not. They are losing time. They are now 9 seconds behind our leader.
18 penalized for a pit road drive-through. Got speeding. We also got a violation. 3 pit stop boxes, so he missed it completely.
These are our leaders here. We try to look back, but they're so far back the camera will flip around. Hard to understand, but you got out front, you got Walker, Bell, Menke, Leach, Barrows, Begg, and Major. Then in group number 2, we flip to them. It's Albertson, Phillips, Wolf, Silva, Bellinger, Stoltz, and Campbell. So all of them, and they're getting to racing. I never understand this. Like, get in line, but they might think they're not moving fast enough, and they'd do better if they got up there. And sometimes it's true, Baron. Back to our leaders.
Shout out to Garth Griswold filling us in on the pit stop penalties. Also shout out Austin Runkle watching us here on Wind Tunnel TV. And he's cheering on Nim and Thomas out there. And big deal out there. Says he's spotted for him in his duel. So spotter turned driver here, Dean.
Yeah, well, I mean, Nim and Wolf are both in big trouble, right? We said they were 9 seconds back. They've closed that gap, so they are coming. Let's go back to them. There is that group. Try and get a better shot, for our spotter here. There's Wolf on the high side. There's Nim Silva in the 43, or no, he's in the 51. My bad, right behind Wolf. So this group, and this is an oddity. I've seen this before. Sometimes, I complain about running too wide, which they're not doing now. But I remember the trucks, for instance, Baron. Too wide was faster than single file. It was the strangest thing ever, at least in my brain it was.
Bigger hole, a lot of momentum, pushing a lot of air. Yeah, these cars are a little different. Like you said, there's when we were talking in interviews, they said there's a pocket, right? And if you manage that pocket so the guy behind you can push, that's how you go faster on these things. That's a skill set altogether different, isn't it?
Yeah, we know a couple of really good super speedway drivers, and it's exactly what they do. Drag that brake, keep that guy behind you, attached to you. It's a real art form, and not everybody's that great at it or even tries it. So those who do produce better results. Right now, Justin Bell up here leading the race. Menke behind him. Cody Leach in third. So how about Justin Bell up 14 spots taking the lead here in tonight's duel number 2.
So big momentum here from Justin. Looking to keep that 99 machine out front. He's got help. Menke back there. Leach. Leach been aggressive all night, Dean. You see him poking it out front, or you see him playing nice?
He's not going to play nice. Right there, he's seen an opening, and he wanted to take that, Baron. There's no playing. The 23 is not going to play nice, and nor does he have to. This is called racing, folks, and that's exactly what Leach is here to do. He's here to win, not finish third. Mark my words, he will not stay in line till the end of this thing like we've seen in Duel 1. He will come out. Even if it won't work, he's going to try it.
No fate but the one you make, right?
Absolutely, and I like that. I mean, staying in line has its value. We've seen in Duel 1, I mean, it was Kalhoff. I mean, he's looking for a spot in the 500, Baron. He's got all the right in the world to stay in line. He don't want to risk nothing. I don't blame him. But in general, these guys, you got to race. You got to go for it. Everybody's opportunity is a little different. I mean, when you think of Kaloff, I often think back to like the Wood brothers back when I used to watch. You know, it was almost like, will they get in? Will they not? They were the small team at times, and it was always a good story. And we got a yellow flag. This is gonna shake it up. Holy cow! What's happened? It seems like we have a phantom yellow flag. I don't know what's happened out here. We have no indication of anything. Stoltz perhaps was involved. There he is.
I don't know what happened there. I didn't see anything either, Dean.
No, we're going to try to pull up a replay out of thin air here, Baron. And there it is. And that is... So I don't like this, Baron. I don't know if I even want to talk about it. We'll have to see. Okay, good. And I don't mean good that he was wrecked, folks. I mean, it almost looked like he was stopping.
Okay, good. He crashed.
Yeah, no, well, in a way, right? You don't want anybody stopping out there creating cautions. But let's have a look and see in slow motion what happened. And this is that second group, right? There's Thomas Wolfe on the bottom. You got the 88 right in here. Trying to find out who the 88 is. I don't see one on our scoring timer. So anyway, the 43 is going to have some problem. We go back to full speed here. And there it was. So Wolf gets
51.
turned. My God.
Yeah.
It was Nim Silva on the bottom.
Hooks him.
And he just gets off center. He's going to the center for some reason, comes back down, swipes him, 94, up the track. Hard lick for those two. Their night's effectively over, and that's a tough break right there.
That's awful. Yeah, that's a shame.
So things get shooken up with 15 to go. Justin Bell out front leading, and now it's going to come down to a bit of a shootout here. It's anybody's game now.
Yeah, go get your popcorn. This one's about to get exciting. I mean, my goodness. Crack a beer. You got 15 laps. Daytona, duel number 2, right? And we set the field here for next week's Daytona. Dean's going to be a good one next week, isn't it?
It is going to be a good one. I mean, there's no doubt about it. We've seen great racing here. There's clearly a lot of good racers out here. And, yeah, I can't wait for that one. See several guys coming in.
Yep, we'll have a full field set up there. Dean, you're going to be here. I'm going to be here.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Going to be a great time. Yeah, and you know, all those things you said, and someone wrecking here under caution. What in tarnation is going on, folks? Yikes. That is the 24 car. Trying to get a look, and some of these guys perhaps not in their correct numbers. We'll have to get that sorted out. Oh, that's Noah, sorry, that's my bad. Noah Spalding there. Wow. I mean...
Looks like you got a little sideways coming off pit road, huh?
I mean, I guess... let's have a look, see if we can't catch something here. Well, we caught something, but...
He's already in the wall.
That's like catching a stick and fishing.
There we go. Oh, no, he's on the apron here, and just... what happened here?
So we're going under caution. He just comes down to the apron. He's letting people go by. Everything's... Oh, and I don't know if that's just a gear shift, a downshift, perhaps. Threw him up the track.
Or maybe I mean, just the car just veers right.
It could be these cars, Baron. They're very volatile on the transition between off the track and on the track. And, yeah, that was just tough there. Boy, oh, boy. And we're sorry about showing that replay there. No, I'm sure you wish that one was hidden.
Feel dirty.
A little bit dirty. And I'm getting full, Baron. You kept telling the crowd, well, the stuff to pull out, a drink, a popcorn. I started pulling it out. I'm following your lead.
I like where your head's at, Dean. If I was at home, I'd be doing the same thing.
I got more than I can handle here right now. Got Emma out here waiting. I mean, my goodness. That's definitely more than I can handle, Baron.
Yes, it is. We know.
I'm sorry, folks. I have to chuckle to myself. I couldn't let that joke out. That one's too much for the camera. So there's Menke and Barrows up front. Good to see Barrows back up here now. You got Leach and Begg, Major and Walker in row 3, Bellinger and Phillips now in row 4, Hoffner and Campbell in the top 10, and Bell, Albertson, Silva, Romano, and others. It's going to be a good one. Hang on to your hats.
13 to go. What do we got in store? Dean, if you're in the back of the pack, do you bring it right to the front right away?
Absolutely. You get her wound up a lap or two at most, and then I got my teammates or my friends, whoever, we're going to wherever's open, preferably the high side, but whatever. We'll put it down the middle. I'm going somewhere because I ain't staying back there, Baron.
Put it where they ain't, Dean, and bring your friends along for the party. It's going to be a shootout.
You better believe it. You got to make moves. You know, the consequences be damned at this point. I mean, I'm all about clean racing. Don't get me wrong. But you can't win by following everybody. What do I always say? You follow the leader, you follow the leader.
That's right.
Well, there's not much winning in that.
It's a big old wide racetrack, Dean. Let's get her 3 wide and see how long we can hold it, right?
That's it. Hop up here into the crowd to see what's going on here, Baron. I'm always scared to look around here. I don't know what this person's doing. Their hand, it looks a little suspicious.
Just cheering them on. Just, see some cousins in the field there.
All right,
Thanks,
here
girlfriend.
we go. Menke and Barrows, Leach and Bag. Watch for Leach to get on that bumper. He's aggressive with his push. Little slow start, though. Separation. High side's got a shot.
Nathan Barrows leading that high side. Got a nice run coming up there. He's got a little bit of energy. He's got some help.
Yeah, Beg's been up here all night, so he's doing a nice job. But the rest of the high line, faltering. Not up where they need to be. So far, Menke holding them off, putting the John Deere machine out front. Here comes Barrows.
So that high line got reassembled here. Let's see if they can make another run out of it. Oh, we got one wiggling back there, Dean. Woo! Big run.
Wiggling a wobble back here. A dip.
36.
They're shaking. Everything's staying good, though. Barrows still looking to do something on the high side. The low line seems to be prevalent early on in these restarts. There's a 29 of Harding Walker down on the bottom. Right behind him, the 30 of Hoffner. They look to get that inside lane going even more. And then it is breaking away now. We've seen this before. These restarts. Leach is just a great pusher. I mean, you just want to talk about aggressive driving. I just say talented, right? He knows he has a talent to make some of these moves. And yeah, are they borderline on over-aggressive? Probably. I mean, that's what racers who want to win do, though. Leach wants to win.
Some nasty Major. He's back here just soaking it all in, isn't he, Dean? I mean, he's just riding around here.
I kind of like where he's at, but look for him to jump to the high side. You see the high line starting to come forward now. Look for him or someone else to kind of jump in front of that line. You see a little wiggle as they're really pushing on that high. There it goes. So up to the high side goes, I think that's Barrows. He jumps right in front of the 72 of Bag. They hook up. He is all over him. My goodness.
Yeah, big push, trying to get him up to the lead. 10 to go here, Dean. Pay window's open. We got to do something here, don't we?
Yeah, pay window's open. We have another group who's broken off. They've fallen behind. That's Mitchell, Ledger, Saunders, and Wolf. They just don't have the horses to compete with the main pack. Meanwhile, here comes Barrows. The high line's starting to come in. Watch for Leach here. See if he makes a move. There he goes. No, he faked it. I thought Leach was going to jump up there. I think Leach likes to work here with Menke, so he stays in line.
Well, so far nobody's cleared them, so I don't doubt him that he wants to remain there with them.
Good, hard racing. Let's go on board
Big line
here.
up there. Big run up top.
We hop on board with Nathaniel Campbell, part of this run, right behind Phillips. Big push. Barrows slips up in front of them. Barrows back to the front. He's your new leader. Phillips into second, so the high line all of a sudden takes over. Begg stuck on the bottom. Him and Menke are falling. The high line, about 5 laps in, starts to assert dominance.
They got a bunch of cars up there, Dean. A lot of fast rides up there. They're up top and just leaving it high, wide, and handsome right now.
Yeah, some of these guys were left behind early on in the run one. Down to the bottom. Phillips jumps down. So does someone else. I think that's Campbell there.
Look like Campbell, yeah. Silva's in this group up top still.
So Campbell and Phillips jump down, take the lead away from Barrows. Phillips, though, Phillips in the lead. Barrows going to have to regroup that high line again, and it takes so long, Barron.
Well, it does. You got to get reorganized. You got to get you guys together. And look, maybe that car's not as great pushing as it was with something out in front. So here we see Leach go to the high side, try to steal some momentum.
Yeah, Leach is desperate to get some clear track, and he understands. I mean, I might be overselling Leach. I'm sorry, but I just think he's an aggressive driver. He wants to come to the front, and he understands at 7 to go, Baron, that's when you got to get moving. You can't wait. Oh, and they block.
Oh, we got
and now into the wall goes Campbell. Now they're 4 wide. Holy smokes. Beating, banging. Leach into Campbell, into the wall. Barrows into the wall. Several other guys. Oh, they're still wrecking. My goodness. There's Volano getting hit hard.
It's the big one. That's what
wow. 4 wide, a little wiggling and banging and beating on each other, and it did not end particularly well.
Shenanigans, Larry.
Let's go back, folks, and we'll take it from here. It all happens up to the top of your screen.
Yeah, it started up front. Leaders getting into each other. We got an aggressive block here from the leader.
Go ahead, Baron.
Yeah, aggressive block from the leader. That forces that second car up into the wall, and then it's on. The rest of the field has to dodge them.
They do, and all of a sudden the lanes get stacked up. People got momentum. Now you're 3 wide. Now you're 4 wide. No room for all these cars. They're doing a great job, but they start touching and banging. And now cars are getting sideways and out of kilter, and they just can't stop those wobbles. And watch here as this all happens. Only one car, that's Barrows down there sliding, but other cars avoiding, and now the carnage continues.
Back of the field starts checking up. We got cars in the wall, sideways, blocking the track.
Good job, mostly. I mean, this could have been much worse than it was. I mean, that's unfortunate there. The sandwich comes in and takes Volano, and he ends up going back up the track and hitting the wall. Nothing you can do about that. Tragedy here with 5 to go for some, but Phillips and Menke back where they started. It looked good for a while, then not good. Now it's good again. Baron, from what we've seen, I mean, I'm taking it you want to be on the bottom here on this restart?
Well, you know, we've seen the bottom take off, and then the high line gets organized, and they come back around them. Anything can happen here, Dean. You know, with these guys, now we got pit road guys, so we got guys taking fuel or tires, both, Dean? What are they doing?
I mean, if you're coming in now, I guess you might as well take tires. I don't want any fuel. But this is purely repair jobs going on. I mean, you can see nobody's jacks going up. Nobody's getting tires. They're just working on those cars. And that looks like, who is that? That's Spalding. So Noah Spalding, your lucky dog. I'm not sure if that's going to put him on the lead lap or not. It's debatable here.
Just noticed Wolf is in Richmond, Virginia. I was just there today.
Where you know?
Sure was, and all that snow and mess, it was awful. Richmond's nice, but the weather wasn't.
Yeah, weather's not so good right now. Getting hit with a major storm right now, Baron.
Nice.
Some people say it's a a blizzard out there. I mean, I've seen blizzards. We don't have one right now, but it's not nice. There's Nathan Barrows. I mean, tough breaks for him. He looked like he could win this thing tonight. He's going to have to come off a pit road to do it here. 4 to go right now. It'll be 3 to go. Effectively a green-white checker here.
Well, now we got them with some with fresh tires and fuel. We got some that old tires. Teammates, non-teammates working together. Dean, 3 to go. All the chips in the middle of the table now?
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing I'm noticing about these cars, Baron, is that it's not the same as some of the other ones where, you know, it only takes a half lap or so to get both lines absolutely flying. But here, that outside lane takes several laps, it seems like. So I don't know what guys can do. I mean, I think everybody's going to take to the bottom, and the best thing I would say is you try and get a run on the bottom with a group of 2, 3, 4 cars, and you just pull out to the high side on the exit of one of these corners and hope that's enough to propel you to victory.
Absolutely, Dean. And you're going to need help too getting out there. You're going to need help once you find your line again, right? And hopefully they stay with them like we saw in the first duel.
Yeah, it's going to be very similar, I think. Hollywood on Hollywood violence out in the chat. Not sure if that's in relation to what just happened or not, Baron. But
I believe that's a couple of team cars getting into each other.
Yeah, that happens at these places.
Yeah, you hate it for your teammate more than you hate it for yourself.
Well, if you feel like you're at fault, you especially hate it, and you don't show yourself for a day or so, and everything will be just fine. Or you can just blame it on someone else, Baron.
Oh, just netcode.
Good old netcode.
Always
Absolutely.
the go-to.
So Alan Phillips and Caleb Begg, they've been up here all night. Menke and Major also been up here all night. Silva shows his spot in the top 5. He's been around here, but this is probably his best spot right now. You got Walker, Bell was just leading moments ago. Hoffner was off the pace a couple of times. I think he got stuck in back groups after some contact. He's got new life. Albertson and Mitchell, the rabbit, into the top 10. So, Saunders and Leach, I think Leach maybe the first guy off of pit road. Not sure why he pitted, but I'm sure he has a reason.
Well, that's the beauty of plate racing, Dean. 1 minute you're out of it, the next minute you're in the top 5 looking for a win. It just happens that quickly at Daytona and Talladega.
It really does. Here we go. 3 to go.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag drops. Inside lane with a decent start, at least 2 of them, but they're broken up. So the high side got a real shot here, and they're gathering. They're ganging up on Phillips and Begg. Oh, there comes everybody coming back down now, so a momentary gang up is giving way to the bottom, but here comes a 72. Caleb Begg going to the front.
Big run from the high side. They're getting more organized in that inside line now. So we'll see some guys from the top lane trying to shift. Oh, we got a 3 wide scenario here?
3 wide.
Yeah.
Vince Mitchell, the rabbit, down the middle. And he gets blocked there. The 82 of Major comes down, bumping, the hard bump, and there goes Phillips into the outside wall. Carnage. Wow, and other carnage. Holy cow.
Leach was almost on his lid.
45 of Zach Johnson got penetrated there, Barry.
Violated. He should feel dirty.
My goodness.
Mr. Yuckface right there.
Let's get a look at this. So there's all the carnage. Here's the 45, and wow, out of nowhere comes the 61 of Tegan Fox. We got to go back. Was that some kind of phantom car? That was very strange, Baron. Oh, he's blinking. That's why.
Yeah, he blinked out. He didn't see the wreck.
He blinked out as he come right here, and then when he came back, bam, he's into someone.
In the car.
So that's connection issues at home or whatever, and unfortunate for both guys.
Yeah, that's a shame.
So Carnage, Menke now out front with Major in second. Walker moves up to third. Bell fourth. Leach in fifth with Hoffner sixth. Barrows, Silver, Carroll, Tommy Carroll now in ninth. And Albertson in 10th. Things have shaken up.
Still with 3 to go here, Dean.
Still 3 to go. We can do
Shout
this
out
all
Dalton.
night, Baron.
Dalton Hayes out there cheering on Leaguer, whoever that is. Spell that backwards, Regal. I'm filled with good knowledge tonight, Dean. You gotta be on your toes.
There is Jonathan Leaguer. Got the Golden Eagle on the car there, Baron.
Last time I saw a Golden Eagle, it was a mac and cheese brand. When I was in college, it was delicious. 10 cents a box. So
Wow.
good.
So glad you went there. I thought this was going to be a sexual reference again.
No, not yet. No,
We went golden there. I got scared.
we got a regular league tomorrow night, Dean. I'm saving all the risque stuff for them.
All right. I mean, how about Menke? He's been solid all night here, Baron. Are you impressed with what you've seen? I mean, usually quiet means good here at Super Speedway.
Well, it does, and he had been working pretty closely with Leach, and Leach has now found some trouble as he got hung up in the back of that in that mess. So he's lost his dancing partner for the time being. If Leach can get back to him, I think this 6 machine's got a shot.
Yeah, and he got Manasseh Major here in second. Harding Walker in third. There's Bell. And there is Leach. You've seen him pit just a few laps ago. Hoffner now in 6th. So all these beautiful cars coming up here got a shot. Tommy Carroll been real quiet. I don't think we've even called on Tommy Carroll here tonight. Him
Another
and
Richmond, Virginia guy. Huh?
There you go.
There you
so
go.
8th and 9th. I got hope now. Zach Saunders been fairly quiet as well in this race. I mean, these guys all have hope. And we seen there, a little bit surprising to me, Baron, is the outside lane did very well on that restart.
Yeah, it did. They got a little more organized more quickly than the inside line and moved forward. It was almost like they had practiced it.
It almost was. I had to go in for a drink there, Baron. The popcorn will dry out the throat.
Yeah, it will. So good.
So who you like, folks? Put her down in YouTube. I can't promise you we'll get to it with a shootout like this, but you know, who's your favorite driver? Root 'em on. Cheer 'em to the finish here. Baron's still seeing if there's a 69 in the field.
I'm still looking. Yeah, they didn't find him there, but I'm also looking. What did I do with my water?
You gave it away, remember?
No, I found it. Here it is. So, what have we learned tonight, Dean? That Daytona, that we could take to Daytona next week.
Well, I really don't know, to be honest with you, Baron. I mean, it's like I would say, if you're new to it, you've learned a bunch for sure. How important is pit road, right? Let's practice it. Let's not miss our stalls, that kind of stuff. Get it right. And synchronicity, I would say. I've seen a lot of disjointed pitting, right? We need to come in as a pack of 5 to 10 cars in unison, same amount of tires, same amount of gas. Get off pit road together, because you're only as good as your weakest link.
So we got a week to prepare these cars. If you got a little problem with speed tonight, you take it back to the wind tunnel, take it back to the track, do some practicing, tweak on that setup, get some speed into it, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. Drop those spoilers. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I haven't worked on the next gen cars. They're probably a little different. Here we go, though. 3 to go. Duel number 2. Pace car is off. Or green flag about to drop. Menke down and away. Great push from Harding Walker. Those two get out. Here comes Leach. pushing Major up there. So Major bringing Major's Garage back up here. Oh, and a big block. Holy smokes, Minky
we got
jumps
wreck
up there, and now
behind him.
we're wrecking again. The 90, wow, great save there by the 90 of Nathan Barrows. He smacks the wall but doesn't wreck the field.
iRacing throws the caution.
And we'll re-rack him again.
Yes, sir. Got a software issue there with one of the cars. Got a car blinking in and out. Yeah.
So here's Barrows, big block, that checks him up. Barrows, evasive maneuver, but really a kind of a bad evasive maneuver. He comes down, and I think that was Bell down there. It was, so
yeah,
he
Bell
got into Bell. And
inadvertently, yeah. And we talked about it, Dean. That's what an aggressive block can do, especially if you're closing in on the checkered flag. You know, guys don't want to lift now.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Nobody's going to lift now. It's almost, you know, it's just the way it is at this point. And if anything bad goes on, they will, in fact, wreck. There's no doubt. Right now, let's take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back with the conclusion of Duel number 2.
Hey, you know that guy who just before the green flag keys up his mic and asks, "Anybody got a setup?" Well, this is him. This is Adam, and hey, Adam needs some help. On the other hand, this guy over here, this is Steve. Steve is a solid racer and he knows his way around the garage. Steve's problem is time. With a job and a family, he can't find enough time to build competitive setups and to race as often as he likes. But as luck would have it, Steve knows a secret. He lets the Majors Garage crew chiefs do the setup work so he can focus on the racing. At majorsgarage.com, Steve can get setups for over 60 cars on the iRacing service. So no matter what series he wants to jump into, he is covered. Somebody, anybody, really should tell Adam. See you at the garage.
All right, well, they say Steve's down at the garage. This is the 82 of Manatzi Major. Got Major's Garage on there. I imagine his namesake a part of that. And of course, Steve, or Steven, leading the race. I mean, maybe Steve did get down to Major's Garage.
Maybe he did. Maybe he put something together on his own. You know, I love open sets, especially for guys that do take the time. Dean, you know, once upon a time, I used to do that with a team, and you know, when you got a whole group of guys all pointed in the same direction, making setups is really rewarding when you start bringing home checkered flags.
It is. I miss it, actually. You know, when we first got into this, we spent hours and hours. We'd be up here all night working on setups, tweaking, sharing them with each other, trying each other's sets, and tweaking on them. So much fun, Baron. I miss it quite a bit.
Yeah, so do I, Dean. But life gets in the way, doesn't it? We get out here and we get busy with life and families and work, and then along comes somebody like Major's Garage, provide us something that's competitive and still keeps it fun for us.
Well, it's true. I mean, there used to be a debate on how much value they either add or take away from iRacing. I'm here to tell you, they add value. Because a lot of guys like myself, age too, I don't want to be turning 800 laps practice tweaking on setups anymore. So I love them. I love going down, getting these setups. Give me something that is very competitive. I can spend maybe 50 laps or 100 laps tweaking it a little bit, and that's good enough, for me anyway. And so I love them. I think they're a value add to iRacing. As I start to tucker out here, Barrett.
Getting late, Dean. We're working on it here. We're getting late. My bedtime came and went.
Absolutely. A couple old timers, folks. We're on the clock. My alarm keeps going off. That's not to wake up. That's to go to bed.
Yes, sir. Right.
But I'm happy to be here. It's been fun, Baron. I mean, these are some good drivers. We've seen a lot of good driving out here.
Nothing like Daytona. Nothing at all. And, to be out here under the lights, on the duels. We're going to see the duels again tomorrow night live, right? Just love it. It's a good preamble for the big race next Wednesday. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we re-rack them yet again. Here we go. Menke and Major, Walker and Leach. Watch out for the high line. Can they get hooked up and get pushing fast enough, or does that low line get that separation that we've seen in Duel 1 and here earlier in the race where they can just kind of settle it amongst themselves? I don't think the high line's going to let that happen this time, Baron.
Well, it depends on who's up there and what kind of momentum you can generate. Dean, it's all about finding the right dancing partner right now. And we saw this in Duel 1, he stuck with them all the way to the end, and that created a nice little gap for them to sort it out on their own. We'll see if we get that again.
Yeah, I've never had trouble finding a dancing partner, Baron. I got an air pump right here. I just pump it up.
We're getting punchy.
I'm sorry, folks. That's uncalled for. Menke and Major up here. Let's get to it. We have a surprise. Maybe a 8th place car come up here and steal this thing. Pace car about to turn left. We're about to go back to green flag. A green-white checker for the win in Duel number 2.
Green.
We're down and away. Great start by Menke, but he's all alone.
By himself.
Harding with a slow start. And now Leach slides down to the bottom. He hangs out Major, but Major in the lead. He jumps to the front. Wow,
Just
what a
did
move.
it for himself. Yeah, just went and did it for himself.
That is some power there displayed by Major. Menke right to his bumper. It looks like these 3 might settle it. 2 to go. Here comes Leach along with Bell. Big push. They got momentum. Leach looking to go up to the top. Nobody goes with them. He's hung out to dry. That's unfortunate there. So back up front. Major leading it. Trying to bring another Major's Garage into
Bell's
victory
gotta run
lane.
here.
They're
Bell's gotta
going to
run.
take the white flag, Baron.
Bell had a run. He didn't do anything. He got squeezed down in the bottom. He couldn't do anything with that run he had.
And Bell out of it now, shuffled out off the track. Menke goes to the high side. Everybody hangs out Major again. So Major gets hung out to dry. Now they all hang out Menke. Here goes Walker Harding. Holy cow, we got a race. Down into 3 they go. Harding, Walker leading. Saunders pushing for all he's worth. Leach right there with Hoffner.
I don't think we're done
Leach
here.
jumps up. They go 3 wide. Below the line goes Harding Walker. 4 wide. Come to the line. It's going to be Leach to win this thing. Holy smokes.
What a move. Oh,
Tommy Carroll comes in 2nd. Hoffner 3rd. Unbelievable.
What a move. What a move, Dean.
Wow, so much happened there. We've got to see this again. Cody Leach getting the victory. And maybe, we've got it right here. Leach 3rd right now. He makes
gets the
the
momentum.
move. And
Dodges
so does
the block.
So does a 30. I mean, what a move. I can't believe he made that work.
Here comes the 56 to steal 2nd from everybody. Tommy Carroll. We didn't even talk about him tonight, Dean. Look at this. What a move.
Let's go back one more time here, Baron. He is in 5th, coming out of 4.
Leach has already made his move. Carroll says, well, there's the momentum. I'm going to go up there.
Unbelievable move. And 3rd, I don't know why that popped up. 3rd place goes to Hoffner, who's had a real struggle tonight, getting bumped around a little bit. What a finish. Holy smokes.
Crazy finish. Love it. Love it.
There is Cody Leach out here burning it down. And the rabbit
18,
coming through the screen. I'm not sure what the rabbit's up to.
Wandering around, looking for his pit stall.
You see the money line machine. So Cody Leach, I mean, we talked a lot about him tonight. Aggression. He's the one who was willing to make the move. He made it early in with 1 to go, and nobody went with him. He slipped back in line, Baron. That was the most important part of the race. Somehow, some way, he jumped back in there in that pack in 5th, and then made it all work late. Great
Cameron
finish.
Romano impressed with the win. Shout out to Cameron. Invisible Ray loves the fact that Toyota took the W. TC Carroll's excited. Jonathan Massey out here in 7th place. And wow, love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah,
YouTube, you did not disappoint tonight.
Absolutely not. Love you guys out in the chat. Keep it up all year. It's absolutely wonderful to have the kind of interaction. Can't keep up with it all, but I love it, man. Zach Saunders 4th. Campbell in 5th. Menke slipped to 6th there. Leaguer comes up to 7th. Major falls to 8th. Man, they hung him out to dry. Mitchell in 9th. Spalding in 10th. Albertson. You got Wolf, Harding, Barrows, Silva, Johnson, Bell, Fox, and Phillips all the way down to 19th. Unfortunate for him. You can find your favorite driver down in the field here. Some guys trying to look through some of these, Begg down there and Phillips. So those two, Bell as well, having great runs. Just didn't work out here tonight, Baron.
No, it didn't, but that's racing, right? Racing gods will take it away tonight. Maybe they give it to you next week.
Absolutely, they might just do that. Let's get into some race interviews here. If we got our guys, we'll try and have a look for Hoffner and see where he is hiding here. Can't seem to find him here, Baron, so... Oh, he's jumped up in here. So let's bring in our 3rd place finisher, Mason T. Hoffner. How about it, man? 3rd place here tonight.
Hey, Dean, how's it going? Yeah, thanks. That was an interesting one.
Man, wasn't it, though? You had quite the night, man. I mean, really getting bumped around a bit, losing the draft, getting back in it, back out of it, back in it, and then a chance to win at the end. I mean, how much fun did you have tonight?
Oh, yeah, that was a blast. I mean, that was our goal going into it. We just wanted to be there at the end. And sure enough, a couple cautions later, we were there at the end, and we were on the bare minimum of fuel. We were saving there for about 15 laps. So we were happy that we got it done on that one. And, yeah, it was nice to snag 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, another caution or something, he might have run out. Is that right?
Yeah, for sure. I think we were talking about it, that was our last go. So if we got another caution, we were probably done.
So talk about that finish, a little bit crazy. I think it was you got a big shot from behind, kind of unstabilized the car there. I could get it mixed up. A lot going on there in that last corner, Mason.
Yeah, I think Tommy, the 56, got into me a little bit, just pushing, and then it pushed him high, it pushed me a little low. I got into the 29 a bit, pushed him a little bit low, and yeah, that was an interesting finish. That was a good start to the year for sure.
It really was. Really exciting at the end. I mean, you got to be thrilled about your finish. Are you looking forward to the 500, man? You think you can get it done there?
Yeah, hoping we have a good starting spot for it. Setup's fast, and yeah, we're looking to like these stage points, and we're looking to carry the momentum over there next Wednesday.
Well, brother, I was impressed with everything you battled through this evening. Can't wait to see what you do the rest of the season. We'll turn the mic over to you. Why don't you shout out your sponsors or friends or family or whatever you'd like, my friend.
Yeah, for sure. Just a quick shout out to the Premier Racing Setups. Quick Setups kept me in it tonight. And shout out to the Hoff Motorsports crew, Patrick McGrinder and everyone else, Jacob Fiffield, everyone else involved.
All right, Baron, that was Mason Hoffner, the number 30, 3rd place tonight. And, of course, Tommy Carroll in 2nd. Can't find him right now. So, Baron, we turn it over to you.
Well, we're looking at the winner then. That is Cody Leach has joined us here in the booth. Cody in the 23 Machine Toyota. Cody, congratulations on your win. Tell us a little bit about your night and how you got there.
I appreciate it, guys. I don't know. It was a long road. Realized we didn't have much of a car to lead the race, so kind of just thought, well, I got to be as close as I can on the front to get that good starting spot next week. So I decided to push whoever was in front of me to the front, and kind of just lingering around for the white flag, and thought it was gonna go green there. So we got that one caution. Pit stops went well. Everything went well for us. So can't complain about honestly anything that happened that night. And I had the boys yelling at me to go high when we were coming to, I would say, out of 3 and the 4. So I went high, and then thankfully, my Toyota teammate Tommy hopped right behind me, and ended up being clear. I thought somebody was on my low side. That's why I kind of kept it up high. And then kind of coming towards, as we got close to the checkered, I was like, well, if they are there, I'm gonna have to beat their door up a little bit to make sure I got it. So came down, but can't be more happy with that finish, especially when it looked a little grim there at the white flag. But we made it work, foot to the floor, and made it happen.
Yeah, well, the name of the game that we were seeing out of you all night, middle name is Aggression, right? Cody Aggression Leach. You kept it up front all night on purpose. Yeah, shout out to Tommy, right? Help you out at the end.
Yeah, I owe him big for that. It's nice though too, because he'll be up there for next week for Daytona. So know I have a teammate up there until we can get everybody together, with pit strategy, and try to make a run. We got a nice little crew of 11, and ain't no way to win these races unless you got the team with you. So as long as I can keep, we can keep ourselves together, I think we got a shot. And yeah, the aggression, I'm a little bit known from that. You guys will learn. But some people like it, some people hate it. I guess if you're on my side, you like it. If you're on the losing end of it, you don't. But can't change up now.
Amen, brother. Well, I love it. So congratulations on the win. We're going to give you the mic. Shout out to anybody that you need to talk to tonight.
Shout out to WRL, all the boys over there, all the Toyota guys, a lot of people. Outlier, that was a fast outlier set. Yeah, shout out to all the Toyota boys, WRL, Joe, Cameron, Josh. See who else is on the team. Tyler, and Ryan. Best of luck to all the boys for the rest of the season. Best of luck to everybody in the 500. And we're gonna go out and try to get ourselves a win.
Yes, sir. Look forward to next week. Dean, that is Cody Leach, the winner of Duel number 2 in the 23 Toyota. Hell of a finish tonight by a guy who's just made it happen for himself.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun, and you can almost tell that Cody's a little worn out too. He's used all that energy on the track there, and I mean, it was incredible finish, and I can't wait to go to the next one, man. Daytona 500. The Crown Jewel Racing League brings you to the first Crown Jewel, the main Crown Jewel. We'll have all that coverage each and every Wednesday. But for myself, Dean Doucette, for Mr. Baron Labasco, that's going to wrap it up from Daytona with the Duels, and we'll see you right here next time on Win Time.